And in the on-deck circle, Robert Buck D. Gibson.
This is Two Men Up
And you're up.
with Van Nunley and Fred Slow.
Good afternoon, Duke City. It's your boy Van here.
Where's the other boy?
The other boy is across the country. Fred's not here.
Fred's not here today. Yeah.
Fred's still out on assignment across the country, gathering evidence on a fact-finding mission.
He does like 007, so I could hear the 007 music.
Look, Fred would be a horrible 007. You would always see him coming.
Yeah.
He's the least inconspicuous person I know. But you got me today. It's your boy Van Nunley, one half of Two Men On, 1/3 of Two Men On Mondays and Fridays. And boy, do I have a treat for you today, Albuquerque. We have a Van and Friends all-star studded lineup. You want me to rattle them off real quick?
Van and Friends, yes.
Welcome to Van and Friends.
Who are your friends?
It's your sports talk radio show. Yeah.
Tell me who your friends are, and I'll tell you where you're at in life.
That's not the official jingle, by the way. I just made that up on the spot. You're listening to Two Men On 95.9 FM and AM 610, The Sports Animal.
Okay,
We're
who are your
live
friends?
from the John Lopez Real Estate and Coldwell Banker Legacy Studio. We are powered by New Mexico Pinon Coffee. We play on Team I-9. We start our days at the YMCA. We spend our Fridays at Hollow Spirits. And we sip on that Teller vodka, brother. New Mexico's vodka. I'll tell you all about the Van and Fred's all-star studded lineup today, Vital, since you're so curious. By the way, Michael F. Vital on the other side of the glass there on the ones and twos, super producer.
And my middle name is Fred.
Ah, interesting. We got, starting next segment, and these are back-to-back quick hitters, baby, Geoff Grammer of the Albuquerque Journal, Ned James, former UNM coach, former UNM quarterback and NFL coach, KOB TV's very own Brandon Ortega. If you're jonesing for more Brandon Ortega, you didn't get enough yesterday, we got a little snippet for you today, a little tidbit. Sebastian Noel, voice of the Duke City Gladiators and Mr. Everything at Proview Networks. I'm stoked for this one. I'm talking Hall of Fame with Vice President and GM of the Isotopes, John Traub.
Ooh, what a lineup.
David, hey, that keeps coming, brother. Just you wait. David Carl, New Mexico United, joins us. Talk about pride on the pitch and everything else New Mexico United has going on in the community. As always, we have Josh Sushon, voice of the Isotopes.
Yay.
Going to lead us into the Isotopes game tonight. And another special guest, Chris Leurig of Safe House Distilling and Teller Vodka is going to come by and say hi.
Is that home of the walk-off watermelon, or did
Yes,
I go
sir.
say it backwards?
You did say it backwards. You're a little dyslexic.
I've already had one, probably.
Okay. I think that's
watermelon
illegal.
walk-off.
I believe the FCC frowns upon that when you're controlling
No,
machinery.
I am totally fine.
Oh, you had it on your lunch break.
Yes.
Yeah, Safe House Distilling and Teller Vodka is home of the watermelon walk-off, which you can get up at Rio Grande Credit Union Field, Isotopes Park, a.k.a. The Lab, as well as the Mariachi Margarita, as well as
Have you had
the
that one?
blueberry lavender lemonade, as well as the grapefruit hibiscus lemonade. I've had all of them.
Ooh, your favorite.
My favorite is the grapefruit hibiscus lemonade. It is phenomenal.
Hibiscus. What is that?
Hibiscus?
Yeah. In
It's
a drink,
like,
I have no idea what that is.
It's when you take your muffins right out of the oven. It's a hot biscuit joke there.
They're
They're not all winners, brother, but I'll keep slinging them. Vital, I want to tell you about this crazy story I just heard today.
All right.
So drug trafficking is a problem in Mexico, right? It's a problem that has never gone away and probably will never go away. But it just got hilarious yesterday. And let me tell you why. Unfortunately, the loss of life is never funny, but when it's done in this manner, it's kind of hilarious. PETA won't like me saying this, but 11 narco-traficantes were killed 3 days ago in the state of Nayarit, Mexico, which is on the Pacific coast. I know you know your geography, Vital, so you knew that already.
Of course, down by Baja, California.
Boom. So 11 narco-traficantes, and quite unfortunately and quite hilariously, a spider monkey, an armed and bulletproof vested spider monkey, was also killed in the crossfire. You heard that correctly. I said an armed and bulletproof vested spider monkey who was trained by narco-traficantes were killed in a crossfire.
Whoa.
State police raided the compound ran by the narco-traficantes. I guess they didn't pay off local law enforcement enough.
I guess they didn't have enough money for drones.
There's that as well. You think they'd use a little bit better technology now, right? All the money they have could have saw it coming.
You would think.
But anyways, there's a huge shootout at a compound owned by a cartel in Tecuala, Mexico, which is in the state of Nayarit on the Pacific coast. And it's a big thing for narco-traficantes to have their own private zoos. Okay? You've heard of this, right? Scarface had his tiger. That's a good example. If you watch Narcos, some of these narco-traficantes like to have exotic animals. And it's kind of a rite of passage when you have your own narco-traficante family that you start your own zoo. And by the way, loyal listener, by the way, friend of the show, we're going to be talking sports all day. I got to scratch my itch and tell you about this story. So state police raided this compound and a firefight ensued. And unfortunately, in the crossfire, died an armed and bulletproof vested spider monkey. He was wearing a diaper and a hooded camouflage vest under a hooded camouflage jacket underneath his bulletproof vest. It does not get any crazier than that, Vital. I can't decide if this is like a scene from a Will Ferrell movie or if it's a scene from Black Mirror. This is how insane this is.
Yeah.
They armed and threw a bulletproof vest on a spider monkey and let him loose when they were being raided by police. I want you to think of a story right now that's more insane than that. Exactly. Crickets, tumbleweeds, clock ticking, Jeopardy theme. The craziest thing I've heard. You want to hear some other crazy highlights? The guy who was closest to the monkey that was gunned down, for some reason, had a plastic bucket on his head. Okay.
Plastic bucket.
This just had a plastic bucket on his head.
He couldn't see, right?
Then through the firefight, apparently, a Bengal tiger got loose.
Oh, God.
And was found roaming the town. And this monkey has already become a legend. Do you know what a corrido is, Vital?
No, I don't.
That is a Mexican folk song dedicated to somebody or someone, something. And a narco corrido is a song or a ballad about a drug dealer from Mexico. So the very next day, a fan, and the monkey is being referred to as El Chuanguito, which just means little monkey. But if you put L in front of it, you know it's the little monkey. Somebody dedicated a corrido. Hope I'm saying that correctly. 505-246-0610. Tell me how bad my Spanish is. Dedicated a song So the very next day after this spider monkey was killed in a rain of gunfire,
He's a folk hero.
now he's already a folk hero.
Wow.
I could only imagine these drug dealers training the monkey how to shoot a weapon. There's a reason that monkeys have stayed monkeys. They have a smaller forebrain than human beings. That's why they don't use tools like we do. Monkeys have excellent hand-eye coordination, but that doesn't mean they know how to use a gun. I don't care how long you train a monkey how to use a gun, it's going to be horrible. I can just imagine the tiny spider monkey holding a tiny AK-47.
Talk about just
and they're
running.
Sure. And they're just like, they teach the monkey like how to shoot at what I assume would be what a Mexican state police officer looks like. So they train the monkey to shoot at the state policeman, but he doesn't know how to aim. He doesn't know how to wield a weapon. So he's just willy-nilly shooting everywhere. And these cops are, I'm assuming.
But she turned around on them and sprayed bullets.
How would you know?
Right.
It's a friggin' monkey.
Unless you fed him before you gave him the gun. So he knows where his next meal comes from. I mean, how does that?
I need to get this song translated. I want to read the whole song to you. Hopefully I could find the lyrics by the end of the show. I just heard about this story like an hour ago, but I had to share it with you. A few of the lyrics that have already been translated is El Changuito was not brave, but was not shy either. He left us a legacy. Beautiful Changuito, you were like a baby. Grande Changuito Sicario. Mexico can be so surreal sometimes. This is beautiful. The last words. He is now on his way to heaven, but he left us a legacy. So R.I.P. El Changuito. You will long be forgotten. I can't wait for the Netflix series on your life. This is going to be amazing. Thanks for bearing with me, friend of the show. I had to get that off my chest. I had to tell you about this.
That's
highly
kind of strange.
Kind of. It's
like,
kind of strange.
Yeah.
It is absolutely insane. It is the funniest and saddest thing I've ever heard.
Planet of the Apes, Part 3.
This is what kickstarts it. The apes are going to see El Changuito and get pissed off and start using tools and their thumbs are going to get stronger. They're going to figure out they have the ability to make their own tools. X amount of time later, boom, monkeys with AK-47s. So watch out. Planet of the Apes is coming. This is step 1. Now I promise all sports from here on out. The Van and Friends All-Star Spectacular starts next segment with your favorite newspaper writer, journalist, Twitter captain, Geoff Grammer when we get back. You're listening to 2 Men On 95.9 FM and AM 610, the sports animal.
JPR Construction Supply not only sells rebar, but now fabricates rebar too. JPR also carries concrete vibrators and stamps, power trowels and plate tampers for sale or rent, and they deliver. JPR in Rio Rancho and Albuquerque. Contact them at jprnm.com. This report is sponsored by JPR Incorporated. Traffic right now, we are seeing just a little bit of a slowdown westbound on I-40 as you approach the interchange. Also southbound on I-25, congestion between Osuna and Montgomery.
Are you ready to make home homier? Get it done with home equity. Kirtland Federal Credit Union can help with a home equity loan or line of credit. Learn more at kirtlandfcu.org/home equity. Kirtland Federal Credit Union. You belong. An equal housing lender. Membership eligibility required.
This report is brought to you by Kirtland Federal Credit Union.
If you see an accident, call the Traffic Tracker hotline at 767-9167. Brought to you by American Home Furniture and Mattress. Shop in store or online at AmericanHome.com. They guarantee you'll pay less. I'm Michael Carlisle from the 96.3 News Radio KKOB Traffic Center.
The opening drive with Jeff Symbieta and JJ Buck.
How did Andre Iguodala earn NBA Finals MVP of that series?
That should have been Steph's MVP. And they should really retroactively go back and give it to him. And then all these people who are screaming that his resume is incomplete because he doesn't have an NBA Finals MVP can stop.
Local talk. Weekday mornings from 7 till 10
on 95.9 FM and AM 610. The Sports Animal.
We now have more ways to fight COVID than ever with oral treatments for individuals at high risk for severe COVID who test positive.
And they can be taken from the comfort of home.
These treatments, if taken within 5 days of the first sign of symptoms, are effective at reducing the risk of hospitalization and severe outcomes.
This is a game changer for New Mexico.
For more information and to access treatment, visit findatreatmentnm.com.
Did you know the average home loses 25 to 40% of heated and cooled air through cracks and crevices in the duct system? Daniels Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning offers the AeroSeal process to seal, reinforce, and energize your duct system. How about an average energy savings of 30% while drastically increasing your comfort? Call my friends at Daniels today and ask about AeroSeal for your home, 898-8860.
You want it right today. Get it done the Daniels way. Daniels Plumbing, Heating, and Air.
For quite some time, I've been telling you about Noel and how thousands of men have benefited from their industry-leading testosterone replacement, how these men have felt better and stronger, taking care of fatigue, depression, even erectile dysfunction. It's Geoff Symbieta, and did you know now Noel also specializes in hair restoration? Truth, hair restoration without side effects. Here's the number, 505-652-1688, or you can go to Noel, Numale.com. Noel gives you options, platelet-rich plasma hair therapy that uses your own platelets to stimulate stem cells deep in your hair follicle to stop hair loss and regrow hair. They have an FDA-cleared clinical hair restoration laser that's proven to regrow hair, and a NeoGraft hair transplant producing natural-looking results in less than a week with no linear scarring. The treatments work for both men and women who want a natural, thicker head of hair without side effects. Noel is in Albuquerque. Give them a call at 505-652-1688 or visit them online at Numale.com.
Casino at the Downs hosts the match game Monday through Friday, noon to 10 p.m. 3 winners every 2 hours win cash. That's 18 winners each day. Plus, enjoy random promos daily and our $24,000 cash weekends only at Casino at the Downs, Louisiana and Central. Casino at the Downs has it all. Enjoy cash drawings daily, senior day Fridays for players 50 and better to win cash, and offers for active and retired military and their spouse each Tuesday. Plus, enjoy food specials daily, live music, and more only at Casino at the Downs, Louisiana and Central.
Take us with you. And
he knows a lot about.
Well,
we're ready to go here. He knows a lot about that enchantment series.
Google Play or iTunes App Store. Just search KNML.
And you're up right now.
Welcome back, Duke City. You're listening to 2 Men on 95.9 FM and AM 610 The Sports Animal. As always, we're in the John Lopez Real Estate and Coldwell Banker Legacy Studio. For all your real estate needs, make sure you reach out to John Lopez. Buying, selling, renting, the career field. He's your dude for everything. John Lopez Real Estate, Coldwell Banker Legacy. With the first pick in the 2022 Sports Journalist Draft, 2 Men on select Geoff Grammer, Albuquerque Journal.
I like it.
Welcome to the program, my dude. How you be?
I'm good, man. How you doing?
Doing good, my man. Rolling through. I promised the friends of the show no more narco traficante chinguanito stories. So I don't know if you're listening to first segment, but
all I can tell you is I'm ready to come at you like a spider monkey.
Well, see, a poor little spider monkey was gunned down in Mexico 3 days ago, who the cartel trained to shoot at state police. So
well, I dedicate this segment, and you should do the whole show dedicated to that spider monkey.
Okay, R.I.P. El Changuito. And they even wrote a song for him. Like, he had his own folk song already, like the next day. I love this story.
That's very Breaking Bad. Like, I can see a song that, like, on when they did the Pollos Hermanos mariachi song in Breaking Bad. I could see that song taking off.
Exactly. It's just like it's a corrido. It's just like the Heisenberg norteño song. It's amazing. Anyways, NBA draft tonight, buddy. I know you're always on top of this stuff. Let's start at the top. Reports are Jabari Smith is going number 1 to the Magic. Is that what you're hearing?
Yeah, I think everyone's kind of settling in on that'll be number one. For anyone who hasn't paid attention much to this, it really, really more than most years when they kind of throw in 2 or 3 names at the top. This year really seems to be take your pick of any one of the 3, because I see mock drafts now showing Jabari Smith, and those are based on what they're hearing. So Orlando seems to have settled in on him. But I've also seen lists of power rankings or big boards, whatever you want to say, where people are just ranking these players. And I've seen all 3 of them at the top. I've seen Jabari Smith ranked number 1. I've seen Chet Holmgren ranked on some teams or some outlet site as number 1. I've seen Paolo Banchero ranked number 1. And all 3 of them really kind of bring something pretty similar, in my mind, pretty similar to the board, is that none of them are going to be point guards or anything like that.
Right.
You got in Paolo Banchero, you got a 6'10" guy. You got Jabari Smith at 6'10", and in Chet Holmgren, you got a 7-footer. All of them are tall and big, and not even centers really. So it's kind of unique that you got 3 guys that can kind of play this point forward kind of spot on the floor. And they all do still bring something different than one another to the table. Chet Holmgren's obviously a great defender, can block a ton of shots, play good defense, doesn't have any weight on him. Jabari Smith is an elite shooter, one of the best shooters in the entire draft, regardless of position. And then Paolo Banchero is a great passer and can kind of do a little bit of everything, but doesn't defend. So they're all 6'10" or 7 foot, and they're all going to be big men in the NBA making a lot of money in about three hours from now.
So you mentioned the big 3, and I mean, that's the consensus top 3. The first pick has been rotating in between those 3 guys. Who do you think outside of that trio is going to be a impact player early first round?
Well, so impact player wise, I mean, I think the next pick is probably going to be a point guard in Jaden Ivey. He played at Purdue. Sacramento has that number 4 pick. I think that's who it'll probably end up being. I don't know that for sure, but I think they'll go point guard at 4. I don't know that he'll be the biggest impact player. I mean, there's a couple guys down a little bit later, still in the lottery in the NBA's 13 picks, but I think Benedict Mathurin from Arizona, who had a great season for the Wildcats, and he's more of a wing player, a shooting guard, small forward. I think he has a chance to be one of the best rookies in the NBA next year or this coming season. I think Shaedon Sharpe, he's a guy that they'll probably go in the top 15 picks. He did not play this year at Kentucky. He was at Kentucky and enrolled in Kentucky. He signed with them as a 5-star pick out of high school. People expected him to be a superstar. He never actually qualified. And then once he was eligible, they decided to hold him out anyway. So while he practiced with Kentucky all year, he's really intriguing because I've never seen this before. It wasn't like he went overseas to play or played for the G League like you can do now. He just went to Kentucky and practiced for a year, and now he's going to be a top 10 probably draft pick. So I think Shaedon Sharpe is somebody to keep an eye on because none of us really know for sure what he can be. I know Johnny Davis, a guy from Wisconsin, a point guard / shooting guard, is a guy that a lot of teams or a lot of college basketball fans think could do good. I'm not as sold on him. But then the one guy I'll take a little bit further in the draft, we're not talking really deep here, but like AJ Griffin, he's only 18 years old, and he's from Duke. He wasn't the star at Duke. He kind of got mixed or lost in the shuffle a little bit. AJ Griffin's a small forward / power forward type that I think can be a wing that may end up having a really good NBA career because I think he can defend well. And he's only 18. A lot of these other guys, even Chet Holmgren, who only played 1 year, he's already 20. And AJ Griffin, 18-year-old guy from Duke, I think has a chance to become really good.
Yeah, and that's one thing we were talking about yesterday on the program is these guys are so young and everybody is one and done. You don't really know what you got. There's no LeBron James. There's no Magic Johnson. There's no Kevin Durant. There's no obvious overall superstar in the draft. Is there somebody who you think has the skill set, will emerge and be that upper echelon talent?
So I don't think any of these guys are going to be in any kind of GOAT conversation down the road. But I'm sold on all 3 of these guys having really long, lots of NBA All-Star kind of appearance to their name. I do think the top 3, all 3 of them can become. I suppose that would qualify them as superstars. I don't think they're going to be all-time greats. We're not going to be having Steph Curry debates about whether or not he deserves to be an all-timer or not. I don't think they'll be that good, but I do think these are going to be, for the next generation, for give us, I guess, just even give us a decade. To give us over the next 10 years, I think all 3 of those guys at the top are going to be consistent all-stars. They're going to be getting the NBA max deal in 3 years when they can. I think all of them will get paid and all of them will produce at a high level.
The thing I've noticed, this is the most college-heavy draft in a long time. Not a lot of overseas guys, not a lot of unknown guys, not a lot of G League development guys. It's almost all college this year. That's pretty unheralded.
Yeah, they have a couple guys that you'll see kind of sprinkled in the first round probably that instead of going to college this year, Dyson Daniels is one guy I think could get drafted pretty high. He played in the G League. There's a G League Ignite is the name of the team this year that took some guys right out of high school. So I think you'll see a couple of them sprinkled in, but you're right. You're not going to see too many foreign players. You're not going to see too many of those players that took the G League option. You're going to see a lot of college players. I don't know what that speaks to. The sample size is still pretty small for it just to be kind of a one-year thing. But if this continues, I would say that would be a pretty good thing for the college game. I know they're only one and done guys, and some people say that in and of itself is bad for college. But once you get that NBA draft showing more and more that NBA teams want to see at least 1 year proven at the college level, then that helps the college game. I do think there's a trickle-down effect when teams like Kentucky and Duke are getting all the five-star guys. Only 2 or 3 of them are, if you recruit, 4 and 5-star guys at Duke, only 2 of them might go to the NBA draft next year. Then they play another year. And then some of those guys trickle down and maybe transfer. Maybe some of those guys end up at a mid-major school or Mountain West school like in New Mexico. And I don't think the college game is as hurt by the one and done as a lot of people that just sort of kind of keep calling for the demise of college athletics and college basketball as much as they think. I think the college game's pretty healthy right now. And I think one and dones actually aren't hurting it as much as people thought.
All right, Geoff. Finally, and most importantly, can the 2022 NBA draft fashion match or come anywhere close to peak fashion in 2003?
Well, so look, the suits of yesteryear where they were these huge comical things, baggy as heck and all that stuff.
David Byrne from Talking Heads.
Yeah. It was amazing what they used to do. But if you get on social media now, Jabari Smith has a kind of a purple thing going. Paolo Banchero has a Barney type purple thing. I guess purple's the color to go with this year because some of the suits this year at the top of the draft are going to be just elite level suits, draft night suits. So I like it.
Geoff Grammer, thanks for being a friend of the show. How does the loyal listenership get a hold of you out in the community?
I'm on Twitter way more than I should be. Anybody who follows me there knows that. I'm at Geoff Grammer, and I spell them both wrong. It's Geoff for Geoff, and Grammer with an ER at the end for grammar. So at Geoff Grammer on social media, and don't follow me if you don't like updates on La Bamba being the best movie ever and taco races at Isotopes games.
Okay, that's like 2 out of my 5 favorite things on earth. So you got me. Geoff, appreciate you, buddy.
Appreciate you, man. Thanks.
And when we get back, Ned James and I talk some NFL football. We talk some quarterback clinics and whatever else he feels like it. Ned is the man. You're listening to 2 Men On 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
Welcome to Total Wine and More.
I'm on cooler duty this weekend.
Fill it up with seltzers and canned cocktails.
Oh, wow, great prices.
Love what you find at Total Wine and More. Drink responsibly, B21.
For traffic right now, we're seeing some slowdowns westbound on Paseo as you approach the river. Also southbound I-25 between Osuna and Montgomery moving a bit slow, and some slowdowns on I-40 headed west as you approach the interchange. If you see an accident, call the Traffic Tracker hotline at 767-9167. Brought to you by American Home Furniture and Mattress, the largest selection of in-stock furniture in the state. Locally owned and operated. I'm Michael Carlisle from the 96.3 News Radio KKOB Traffic Center.
The Jim Rome Show.
Phil Mickelson does some really dumb stuff. He knew that press conference was coming. That was the one that he had been ducking for months while he was in hiding. I mean, taking time away from the game to work on himself. I'm not exactly sure what kind of work he did on himself, but he certainly did not spend much time coming up with a good answer for why he's taking hundreds of millions of dollars from those, quote, scary mother bleepers, end quote.
The Jim Rome Show. Weekdays at 10 on 95.9 FM and AM 610. The Sports Animal.
I'm attorney Kevin Rowe. When you're hurt in a car wreck, time matters. The amount of time it takes you to call for help, the amount of time it takes you to get medical treatment, and the amount of time it takes you to call an attorney can all affect the value of your case. We have a team of professionals and a network of experts who are waiting to begin working on your case the moment you call. The faster you call us, the faster we can get you all the money you deserve. In a wreck, need a check? Call Literal Row Injury Attorney today at 544-4444. We're available 24/7.
Can get you more. Call 544-4444.
Insurance Research Council, July 2014.
Insurance is not a commodity you can buy off the shelf. Get personalized coverage for you, your family, or your business. Call 858-GATEWAY. That's 858-GATEWAY.
You should plan for the expected and insure against the unexpected. Get a quality life plan. Call 858-GATEWAY. That's 858-GATEWAY.
Hey, it's Scott Stigler for Indigo Mortgage. The all-time low interest rates aren't available anymore, which means mortgage companies aren't seeing as much business. So many are chasing profits. Where do they get these profits? From people like you. How do they attract you? With offers of crazy low rates or deals that seem too good to be true. Ben Lucero at Indigo Mortgage says that's because they are too good to be true. For years, Ben has had two simple words if you need a home loan. Shop around. The huge internet lenders will reel you in with what looks like a great deal. The fine print and extra fees will end up costing you sometimes thousands of dollars. If you have an offer from one of them, that's okay. Just compare it with an offer from Indigo Mortgage. Just recently, Indigo Mortgage has saved several customers from making a huge mistake. Call 836-5700 or go to indigomortgage.net. Internet lenders are notorious for dishonest deals. Nobody cares more about your mortgage loan than Indigo Mortgage. 836-5700. NMLS 188348.
Research shows listeners don't like it when ads interrupt their music. So to help you remember that Liberty Mutual customizes home insurance, we made this ad optional. If you want to skip this ad, remove your left earphone. Liberty Mutual customizes home insurance, so you only pay for what you need.
If you're missing this informative ad, you must love wasting your cash.
It's the easy and smart way to save.
Now it's all been said, so if that earphone was out, put it back in your head.
Only pay for what you need at libertymutual.com.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
You want 8 of the flutes and onyx.
Shira's hand-blown glassware blows right off her store's shelves.
Check the back for more indigo bowls.
She needs an inventory manager to help keep her stock on lock.
These are 100% borosilicate. Those aren't. Hey, can someone check the temp on the kiln?
Indeed can help her hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. We instantly connect you with quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your job description. Earn up to $500 in sponsored job credits by conducting interviews on Indeed. Visit Indeed.com/credit. Terms and conditions apply.
Hey, Lobo fans. This is Lobo football head coach Danny Gonzalez. Football season tickets are on sale now. Join us at University Stadium as we continue our drive to win our 5th conference title. Support from Lobo fans like you is crucial to our success. We want to get University Stadium rocking again. You can get your tickets for the entire season for as low as $86. Reserve your spot now at golobos.com/tickets. That's golobos.com.
Ned is there, and here we go.
We'll see you this fall, New Mexico. Go Lobos.
This is where New Mexico comes for sports. 95.9 FM and AM.
And you're
and the sports animal.
Welcome back, Albuquerque. You're listening to a special episode of Two Men On that we are billing Van and Friends. We do quick hitters with sports and sports adjacent legends in the community. And next, boy, do we have a legend. Former UNM quarterback, former NFL coach, and all things NFL. Just an absolute wealth of knowledge and experience, Mr. Ned James. Welcome back to the program, my dude.
Hey, what's going on, fellas? Thanks for having me. How you guys doing today?
Hey, doing good. It's me all by myself.
Oh, solo.
Solo. All right, man. So you are in LA right now at the NFL Black Quarterback Summit. What's your role there? What are you doing?
Well, what happened is about 4 years ago, the NFL went to, I guess, Doug Williams and the Black College Football Hall of Fame, with he and James Shaq Harris, put together a plan to help diversity and equity and inclusion within the NFL. And what they wanted to do was have a forum to just kind of put in the pipeline guys that they knew in the NFL that were, potential prospects for jobs within the NFL, but just weren't, getting that ability or not necessarily the ability, but getting the chance to take part. And what it was designed to do was just really foster coaches and general managers to, both new and young guys, to make the NFL a little bit more diverse and inclusive in the workforce. And therefore, there's a general manager summit that's run by Ozzie Newsome. And then the quarterback summit is run by James Harris and Doug Williams, and it's just fabulous. It's some of the brightest minds in the NFL and coaching. And it's interesting because this year was the first year. I think they just allowed some defensive guys to come because defensive guys are trying to pick the minds of the offense because the offenses are getting all the pub, and so there were some defensive guys there, and I just know a couple of the offensive coaches took some shots at there being more defensive guys in the audience this year. But it's really been great for me. I've kind of I've had a relationship with my hero. I used to have him on. I call him my hero because I used to have a poster of him on my wall when he was with the Los Angeles Rams. James Shaq Harris. He and Ron Jaworski were my two favorite players when I was a kid growing up. Now we're colleagues, and he's always asked me when I coached in the NFL why I only coached wide receivers, and I've coached on both sides of the ball. I coached linebackers, and I've just my experience. I've just been all over the place coaching. But I was a quarterback, and he says, you set a record. How come you can't get a quarterback coaching job? There, you're a quarterback guy. And I said, I've always wanted one, but it's just, I haven't been in a position where I could kind of get that kind of notoriety or that kind of position afforded me. And that's one of the issues that the league has had, and so they've made it a part of their Rooney Rule that NFL clubs have to interview black or minority candidates for quarterback coaching positions. Because I know you guys get frustrated in the media with seeing these guys that are just the quarterback coach of the Rams or the Packers or whatever team that's hot at the time, and those guys are going straight from quarterback coach to head NFL coach, or they're coming off these staffs as quality coach, quality control quarterback coaches, and the quarterback position is just seen as this position. Apparently, it's supposed to be the commander in chief, and so most owners who know very little really are these guys are getting that kind of notoriety, and so there's not very many. And it was very it was interesting because Doug Williams started off the summit with a story about his experience with John McKay, and that John McKay brought him to his office to talk to him about what he had said to the media guy. And the media guy was talking to him during the national anthem when he was drafted by the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in the 70s. And he said, "What are you doing?" He says, "Well, I'm counting the black coaches on the other side of the field on the other team, because there's no black coaches on our staff." And so McKay says, "You can't say that down here in the South. You can't make those." And so that's what led him to this understanding that the positions, there's certain jobs that weren't afforded to minority candidates within the NFL. And so he and James Shaq Harris, along with the Black College Football Hall of Fame, and Art Rooney II and those guys like that. And there's been some owners and Arthur Blank and some of those guys who have really kind of spearheaded this. And I've always said, I thought the NFL has tried. They haven't done as great a job as they should, but they've tried to incorporate these programs to try to facilitate these owners into bringing on board a lot of great minority candidates. And there's some really sharp coaches, bright minds that are in the NFL now, and now they're starting to try to put some quarterback coaches in that pipeline, because that's the one position that's really not getting enough attention by minority candidates in the NFL. And I've just been fortunate to be a part of this summit for the last 4 years, and I'm just thankful to know guys like Doug Williams and James Shaq Harris, and they've always invited me. They've always been great to me with the summit and the symposium, and I've done symposiums before with the league. And this is really a great one, and they had great speakers, and it's just really been a treat to do.
Former UNM quarterback and NFL coach Ned James joins us on the program. He's in L.A. advocating for persons and coaches of color. So you have all these great NFL minds in one room in one building. Is it all X's and O's at the breakdown? Are you guys talking about bigger issues, about talking about the community as well? What is these breakouts like?
Well, yeah, and a lot of the breakouts. What's better is the luncheons and the the dinners, and when you get to sit and hobnob with some of these guys, and you just talk about essentially just how you're going to make guys better. It's not always the X's and O's. It's the Jimmies and Joes, as they call it.
Sure.
You've got to find a way to relate to these young people that are coming into the league. And, Troy Walters coaches the Cincinnati Bengals receivers, and he talks about, he talked a little bit about how he has to deal with Jamar Chase and T. Higgins and some of those guys and the veteran players and how you have to make them know that you do sincerely care about them, because they're not always having great games. They have bad games too, and they have games where they're not getting the ball and they've got to block and they've got to do all these things. And yeah, you said, hey, yeah, these guys get paid, but these guys have egos. They've got issues going on at home, and you really have to be more about the man than you are about the job itself. A lot of times you have to be well-rounded. You have to be able to, know how to facilitate these kind of relationships that you're going to have with different types of human beings coming from different environments. And he just spoke about how, those guys, you have to find a way to get them to be around each other and be happy for each other's success. And sometimes that's not easy, but you have to find a way, because if not, you're not going to be very successful. And that happens. Those are some of the kind of talks that you have with guys. You sit around and you talk about, just situations you've had to deal with players and how you were able to overcome them, and how guys are, they want to be coached. I mean, even on the professional level at quarterback, and I talked a little bit about how, I coached quarterbacks, but I wasn't the quarterback's coach, because quarterback guys kind of know quarterback guys. And so it's like with Steve McNair when I was in Tennessee, Steve and I would always tease Steve because I coached his brother in the World Football League. And I would say, hey, your older brother was better than you. Here you got a league MVP and you're telling him that somebody's better. The guy just absolutely loved me. Yeah. But you have to build those kind of relationships in order to get guys to trust you and trust you with information and that you're giving to them. And that was what it's all about. We talk about the community and how we're able to kind of help our communities by being just positive role models and being positive about everything that's happening with our experience within the NFL.
So we're kind of up against it here. Got about 2 minutes, Ned. I'm sure a ongoing topic here the last 4 years at this summit is probably fiscal responsibility, representation, what to do with the contract. Quarterback Lamar Jackson is up for a big payday, and he's representing himself. Do you think that's a good idea, and what kind of advice would you give to him in this situation?
It's only a good advice if you get exactly what you want,
Yeah, so there you go.
It's tough dealing with, attorneys and lawyers, and you have to really be careful. It's, he's a special talent, and he deserves, everything he's probably going to get. And, as far as what he gets and how that's determined by him or by an agent is really, a matter of his own personal liking. Maybe he doesn't want the big contract. Maybe he wants a little bit less than people are thinking he should take. You never know. But, money, it's a strange thing. It makes people act strange, so it's going to be interesting to see where this goes. Nobody knows. The media reports you have to be careful with because, the media leaks things and lawyers and team executives, they leak things to the media just to favor them. So you just really have to be careful during this time of renegotiations.
Ned James, going to have you on more and more frequently as the NFL season approaches. Thanks for being a friend of the show, and thank you for all that amazing insight.
Hey, thank you, guys. Great show. Thanks for having me. Take care.
When we get back, Brandon Ortega, KOB TV, we talk a little Title IX on its 50th anniversary. You're listening to 2 Men On 95.9 FM and AM 610, the sports animal.
All right, traffic right now. We've got some slowdowns. Southbound on I-25. They're going to start around Osuna, last into Montgomery. Also headed
hey, good interview
this afternoon.
That was really good.
At Montano. And westbound.
Good questions. It was good.
We've got slowdown.
They need to hire more minorities. This is ridiculous. I think it's just the owners are slow to change.
Sports.
This 2022, come on.
Finding music, television, and more. Get all your entertainment and recreational questions answered. Subscribe at abqjournal.com.
If you see an accident, call the Traffic Tracker hotline at 767-9167. Brought to you by American Home Furniture and Mattress. Shop in store or online at AmericanHome.com. They guarantee you'll pay.
You a spider monkey that Brandon will call late. He always does. If I don't call him.
Yeah, Sports Minute sponsored by Indeed. Attract, interview, and hire at Indeed.com/credit. Game 4 of the Stanley Cup Final was everything you'd want it to be. Tampa Bay was unhappy because on the game winner in OT, they felt that Colorado did not finish a line change. Therefore, they had an extra man on the ice. Bottom line is this. It had nothing to do with the goal being scored. I'm Jim Rome.
The Opening Drive with Geoff Symbieta and JJ Buck.
Louisville football coach Danny Gonzalez.
Obviously, there's something more than just what Coach Saban said the other night. As a college football coach and more as a fan, what's next going to happen? So I kind of enjoyed it. All the NIL conversations you did on Friday are great. I mean, nobody knows, so keep asking questions. You might find ideas that we don't even think about.
Local talk. Weekday mornings from 7 till 10 on 95.9 FM and AM 610. The Sports Animal.
This is Michael David from Seattle. I'm 51 years old, and 6 months ago, I started taking Andro 400 to increase my testosterone. Since then, I've lost 35 pounds of fat, and my waist went from size 38 to size 32. I have more energy, and I look and feel 20 years younger. And now my wife tells me I have to take Andro 400.
Hi, this is Ron Johnson from Utah. After 10 weeks of taking Andro 400, I lost 13 pounds, and my waist went from 36 to 33. That was 8 years ago. I continue to take Andro 400, and I've maintained my weight at 172. Gained muscle and energy. I'm 63 now and feel better than I have in 30 years.
Andro 400, the natural way to increase testosterone, lose belly fat, gain energy, and feel great. Try Andro 400, the safe, effective, affordable way to boost your testosterone. Go to andro400.com or call 888-400-0435. 888-400-0435.
Brandon is standing by.
It's the sound of the Home Depot. But what about those sounds? Those are the sounds of a new laundry set that provides a powerful yet gentle clean in less time, making this the sound of savings on top brand appliances. The Home Depot. How doers get more done. Get up to 25% off plus 750 instant savings on select appliances. Valid June 22nd through July 13th. U.S. only. Gas dryer extra. See store for details.
You want 8 of the flutes and onyx.
Shira's hand-blown glassware blows right off her store's shelves.
Check the back for more indigo bowls.
She needs an inventory manager to help keep her stock on lock.
These are 100% borosilicate. Those aren't. Hey, can someone check the temp on the kiln?
Indeed can help her hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. We instantly connect you with quality whose resumes on Indeed match your job description. Earn up to $500 in sponsored job credits by conducting interviews on Indeed. Visit Indeed.com/credit. Terms and conditions apply.
6 minutes.
The Sports Animal is now 27 years old. What we're saying is, it's now not creepy to tell us how good we look for our age. Just remember, we're not that kind of station. Creeper.
And you're up.
Mikey, as much as I love this song, you got to cut it. We got a short segment here with friend of the show, friend in real life, OG homie, KOB TV's very own Brandon Ortega. Welcome back, my dude.
It's been too long, you guys.
It's been too
long. It hasn't even been 24 hours. 24 hours.
You did 2 hours with us yesterday, but we got 8 hot minutes for you today. Today is the 50th anniversary of Title IX. And there's a little press conference today at UNM. What is that about? Hit me with it.
Yeah, a big celebration for women's sports, a big celebration for 50 years of Title IX. UNM went pretty big with it, and Brianna Wilson from our KOB news team did a great story on it. She's working on it right now. So at 6 o'clock, you got to check out Brianna's, what really was like a history lesson for folks that were at that luncheon. talking about the 50 years of Title IX at UNM. When you think about it, it was in the late 1800s that men's sports began for UNM. It took another 70, almost 80 years for women's sports to happen at UNM in the 1970s. So that's just a little sprinkle of what that's going to be like. So yeah, got to check out KOB tonight. Brianna Wells did a great job breaking down the Lobo Luncheon for Title IX 50 years in New Mexico.
And Title IX being as important as it is, I mean, a lot of people think about it fiscally, that it takes away money from the money-making sports and gives it to the money pits of like the smaller men's sports and some of the smaller women's sports. But to me, I mean, it's about equality. It's about access to education and everybody having a fair shot at the American dream. What does Title IX mean to you?
I think you hit it on the money. It's about equality. It's about opportunity for women just as much for men, and the education that women have been able to get out of scholarships and opportunities to attend UNM have led to, I mean, yeah, there's been countless women have gone on to do great things in professional sports and coaching and lots of things in the sports world, but there's been many lawyers, doctors,
right,
people that have gone on to do great things in all kinds of different jobs. And I think of someone right now that just graduated UNM softball, Andrea Howard, an Albuquerque native, who is looking into medical school, a future doctor. And she was an Olympian just last year with the Italian national team playing softball. So someone that has excelled in sports, but that is going to excel even more in life and whatever she decides to do in the medical field. So it has, in my book, pretty little to do with sports. It has a lot more to do with where these opportunities take women in the future.
Yeah, thanks for that right there. I think you also nailed it. Well, absolutely well said. So there's been some compliance issues here in our local state with UNM and New Mexico State University about making sure that the Title IX technicalities are upheld. Do you see like a problem countrywide, all of these major universities, that the universities themselves aren't doing what they have to do to make sure that women have access to education there as represented as men?
And that's a big one. Yeah, and that's very broad, not just for New Mexico, but across the country. I mean, Eddie Nunez, in my book, is a really, really good athletic director. He'll also be appearing in Brianna's story tonight. It's all about having great leaders and having great vision and great execution in what we need to do to keep compliance where it needs to be, and whether it be for men's sports and women's sports. Yeah, I mean, that's a broad subject, but I mean, for me, it's all about the leadership. If you have good leadership who's going about things the right way, great things can be done.
Yeah, the university is absolutely fortunate to have Eddie Nunez as a leader. He's a great guy and a great leader. What do you got going on tonight? What's your story? What are you pitching to the Albuquerque community?
Well, even though it's summer, high school sports coverage never stops at the KLB4 sports office. I had a lot of fun catching up with a couple of teams, a couple of high school basketball teams that were in maybe the biggest basketball tournament of the summer out in Phoenix. The Section 7 tournament was this past weekend inside the stadium of the Arizona Cardinals. There was 12 courts all on this field, and you're talking 12 different states being represented, hundreds of teams from all over the map, and some of the best teams in the nation were all in that tournament. Volcano Vista and Highland, two defending state champs from the city of Albuquerque, were out there as well. So I caught up with Greg Brown and Justin Woody and a couple of their players to talk about that experience. I mean, I can't imagine playing in an NBA arena, let alone an NFL stadium, and the atmosphere that comes with that, and scouts being in the crowd, and NBA coaches like Monty Williams being in attendance watching you play. So yeah, really fun story on Volcano Vista and Highlands experience at Section 7. That's going to be my story tonight on KOB at 6 o'clock.
Friend of the show, Brandon Ortega, KOB TV's very own. Hey, thank you for everything you do in the community, and thank you for shining a positive light on youth sports here in Albuquerque. Your stories are absolutely phenomenal. For example, tonight, I didn't even know that Section 7 existed. And here I am. Now this is must-see TV. I can't wait to see it later. What else you got going on, Brandon?
Yeah, so we got some College World Series. I think we're now down to the final two. I think Ole Miss just beat Arkansas. So they'll be in the College World Series championship with Oklahoma. So we'll have highlights of that. The Rockies are done with Miami Marlins. We'll have highlights of that. So a little bit of local stuff, a little bit of national stuff. Isotopes getting ready to play in Las Vegas again tonight. They just inducted some unbelievable people into that Baseball Hall of Fame. I don't know if you guys have touched on that yet in the show. So we talked with John Traub about that. Great local and national stuff going on. So look for Lee Faria's highlights, and then I'll have my story on Volcano Vista and Highland tonight.
Brandon, thanks for being a friend of the show. Love you so much, brother. 1 hour of the program in the books. More sports adjacent content on Van and Fred's today on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
Are you ready to make home homier? Get it done with Home Equity. Kirtland Federal Credit Union can help with a home equity loan or line of credit. Learn more at kirtlandfcu.org/homeequity. Kirtland Federal Credit Union. You belong. An equal housing lender. Membership eligibility required.
This report is brought to you by Kirtland Federal Credit Union.
All right, traffic right now. We've got some slowdown southbound on I-25. They're going to start around Osuna, last until Montgomery. Also headed south on Coors this afternoon, seeing some congestion at Montano. And westbound on Paseo, as you approach Coors, we've got slowdowns in that area also. If you see an accident, call the Traffic Tracker hotline at 767-9167. Brought to you by American Home Furniture and Mattress, the largest selection of in-stock furniture in the state, locally owned and operated. I'm Michael Carlisle from the 96.3 News Radio KKOB Traffic Center.
This is Jim Rome with your Rome Report. Just when you think you've seen it all from Shohei Ohtani, just when you think this guy can't get any more amazing, he does it yet again. Let me sum up the last 36 hours or so for the show. Tuesday night, 3 for 4, a pair of 3-run bombs, 8 runs batted in, and they were not cheap at all. And then he comes right back. And what does he do last night? A career-high 13 strikeouts in 8 shutout innings. If you're Shohei Ohtani and you want something done, you have to do it yourself. This guy gave up 2 knocks to start the
He's unreal, man.
Down the next 16 batters in a row and 23 of the next 24. A career high 8 RBI on Tuesday night. A career high 13 punch outs on Wednesday night. Has there ever been a better 24 hours for a baseball player ever? We have never, ever seen anything like this. You better stay in constant awe of this because this is bat bleep crazy.
Did you know the average home loses 25 to 40% of heated and cooled air through cracks and crevices in the duct system? Daniels Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning offers the AeroSeal process to seal, reinforce, and energize your duct system. How about an average energy savings of 30% while drastically increasing your comfort? Call my friends at Daniels today and ask about AeroSeal for your home, 898-8860.
You want it right today. Get it done the Daniels way. Daniels Plumbing, Heating, and Air.
When some people peek under the hood, their first thought is,
What's all this?
you may as well be asking them to translate hieroglyphics in the Valley of Kings. If, on the other hand, you know automotive inside and out, from starter to tailpipe, good news. We're not looking for translators, but we need great mechanics like you.
If you have 5 years experience working service space, Leonard Tire and Automotive Repair is hiring. Simply email your resume with contact info to leonardtire@aol.com. Leonard Tire and Automotive Repair has the career you are looking for.
The words private security might sound expensive, but what's protecting your home worth? I'm Aaron Jones, owner of International Protective Service, IPS. For about $5 per day, a highly trained armed IPS officer will patrol your home 2 times every day. They'll watch for any suspicious activity, even pick up the mail and move your trash cans from the curb while you're not home. It's affordable private security. Call 897-2420 or go to ipsglobal.com. IPS, making Albuquerque a safer place to live.
Welcome to Total Wine and More. I'm on cooler duty this weekend. Fill it up with seltzers and canned cocktails. Oh, wow, great prices. Love what you find at Total Wine and More. Drink responsibly, P21.
Ray Magliozzi here. I don't cook much, but when I need ingredients for my car, eBay Motors has 122 million options. So whether I toasted my transmission or cooked my clutch, eBay Motors has all the right parts at the right prices. eBay Motors, let's ride.
The Albuquerque Journal and Business Outlook. When you need local answers, the most reliable and in-depth information about safety, jobs, taxes, crime, energy, transportation, or government. Get the answers. Subscribe at abqjournal.com.
Walk MS brings communities together to raise awareness and funds that change the world for everyone affected by multiple sclerosis. Together we are stronger. Register today at walkms.org.
K240BL Albuquerque is 95.9 FM, AM 610 KNML Albuquerque. The sports animal. Proud to be a Cumulus media station, even if they're not that proud of us.
Now batting for the sports animal, your afternoon drive. Number 2, men on, Van Nunley and Fred Slow. And in the on-deck circle, Robert Buck D. Gibson.
This is 2 Men On with Van Nunley
and you're up.
Slow.
All right, Mikey. We're going to have to fix this top of the hour theme music generator. You know we're not supposed to play Nelly when Fred's not here. By the way, Fred's not here! 1 hour in the books. Welcome back to the program. A special Van and Friends edition of 2 Men On, where we are grabbing all of the greatest minds from the Albuquerque sports community and picking their brains on different subjects or another. Thanks for the first hour, Geoff Grammer, Albuquerque Journal, Ned James, former UNM quarterback and NFL coach, and KOB TV's Brandon Ortega, back-to-back-to-back New Mexico Sportscaster of the Year. If you didn't know already, I'm going to tell you. We wouldn't be here without our friends in the community, and number one OG friend of the show is New Mexico Pinon Coffee. We're absolutely honored to be a partner and sponsor with New Mexico Pinon Coffee, and anything they do in the community, we love to highlight. Anything that we do in the community here at 2 Men On, New Mexico Pinon is the first to jump out and say us too. Not only do they have amazing product and my favorite coffee in the state, the Southwest, the country, the world, the universe, where friggin' ever. They're also just the best dudes. So shout out to Mexico Pinon Coffee. Thanks for being a friend. Hardcore sports fan sucks. You heard it right here from me, Albuquerque. You heard it right here from me, friend of the show. If your whole life is sports fan, there is an overwhelming percentage that you suck. I love sports. I love sporting events. I love fantasy sports. I love talking sports with my friends. I love being the voice of this show. But it doesn't run my life. You need hobby. You need friends. You need a career. You need family. You need to get outdoors. You need to have a rich, full life that is not 100% sports-centered. Sports-centered, get it? Bing, bang, boom. Not on purpose. Because it's a slippery slope until you are making death threats to people that you don't know and to people that do not care about you whatsoever. I don't care how passionate you are about football. I don't care how passionate you are about the Kansas City Chiefs. I don't care how passionate you are about Texas Tech Red Raider football. I don't care how passionate you are about the subject of this segment, Patrick Mahomes. If you base your whole life around your sports fandom, you suck. You're a loser. Michael Vitale, you just can't wipe that grin off your face right now, can you?
It's just sports. It's not life.
Where could he possibly be going with this?
And life is a balance.
Because if your life is so consumed with sports and so consumed with strangers, these people are absolute strangers. They don't know you. They don't care about you. They're glad you're a fan. They're glad you show up to the games. They're glad you buy their jerseys. They don't care about you. They care about their teammates. They care about their family, and they care about sick kids at the hospital because they always show up and donate their time. Good for them. But they don't care about you, sports fan. And they don't care how much you care. Tyreek Hill may have been wrong Okay? Tyreek Hill was wrong. But Tyreek Hill got traded to the Miami Dolphins, and he's getting his quarterbacks back. Tyreek Hill said, I'm going to go with 15, who is Patrick Mahomes, as the strongest arm, but as far as accuracy-wise, I'm going with Tua all day. He's just getting his quarterbacks back. He's building a rapport. He's learning the playbook. They're running around the field together. They got to practice together, and he's got to have his back. What do you think? What do you think the new wide receiver is going to say about his quarterback? This guy sucks. I want to go back to the Chiefs. This Tua guy's a loser. Of course he's going to have his new quarterbacks back. What else do you think he's going to say? He's wrong. Statistics prove that Patrick Mahomes is a slightly more accurate quarterback than Tua. And in some cases and in some metrics, a wildly more accurate quarterback than Tua. Doesn't mean that Tua's not good. It doesn't mean that Tua's not going to get better and grow with his team and grow with this program and his new offensive coordinator and his second-year wide receiver Waddle and his new piece of firepower, the guy who had his back, Tyreek Hill. Doesn't mean he's not going to get better. Tua is statistically, objectively not as accurate as Patrick Mahomes. Fine. Any reasonable person knows that. Also, any reasonable person knows don't make death threats because you don't have anything else going on in your life, you loser. Get a hobby. Learn to knit. Learn Spanish. Pick up the guitar. Learn how to make creme brulee. Start learning a lot about craft beer or whatever. Learn how to make watermelon walk-off like our friends at Teller Vodka, New Mexico's vodka. Pick up a hobby. Learn something. This can't be your whole life. You can't be obsessed about this so friggin' much that you're making death threats to somebody who did nothing to you whatsoever except for had his new co-workers back, had his new teammates back, had his new friends back. Isn't that what you want your friends to do? Isn't that what you want your co-workers to do, to have your back? Tyreek Hill was being a good teammate, and he did it so politically and so well that I'm even amazed. He might run for Congress one day. He gives a compliment to the old guy, gives a compliment to the new guy. Hey, with that kind of objective language, no one's could be mad at that, right? No. Loser, I don't have a life. I completely suck. Hardcore sports fan has to send death threats to a stranger because he has an opinion. I think The Wire is the greatest television show ever put onto a rectangle. Okay? I made a statement. It's better than The Sopranos. It's better than Breaking Bad. Okay? 505-246-0610. Let the death threats pour in because I have an opinion. The Sopranos are great. Breaking Bad is great. It's not as good as The Wire. That's my opinion. You could pull out statistics. More people watch The Sopranos. Breaking Bad won more awards. Technically, I am wrong, but that is my opinion. I'm a human being. I am entitled to my opinion. If I'm not hurting myself or anyone else, if I'm not being racist or bigoted, I can have my opinion, just like Tyreek Hill had his. I don't deserve death threats for thinking The Wire is the best show of all time. Tyreek Hill does not deserve death threats for thinking his quarterback is more accurate than his old quarterback, even though statistically it's not true. And he probably knows it's not true. He's just having his quarterbacks back. That's what teammates do. You should applaud that kind of behavior, not make death threats, you loser. I mean, learn how to make a really nice paper airplane. Vital, have you seen people who know how to fold like really good paper airplanes?
Yes, I have, and I wasn't one of them.
It's insane. I went down a YouTube wormhole one night, and people are like putting 4 pieces of paper together and folding these intricate paper airplanes that fly for miles. It's insane. You can learn how to do that. I like The Wire. I just said that. Maybe I'll write a screenplay. You can do that too. Instead of making death threats to a stranger who doesn't know who you are and will never know who you are, you know who's going to know who you are? The police. After they trace your email or your Facebook login or whatever you used, your Reddit handle, your at 42069 loser handle, whatever it is, the police will find you because making death threats is illegal, you idiot. It upsets me how people's lives can be controlled by strangers. Why would this upset you? What else did you expect them to say? I was very upset when I found out the Astros were cheating. I didn't act a fool. 2017 Houston baseball Astros winning the World Series is the most happy and the most proud I've ever been for absolute strangers. And then I figured out they're cheating later on, and it broke my heart. What did I do? Nothing. I went about my business. These people are strangers. This is entertainment. Grow up. Rant over. When we get back, we're talking a little gladiator football and the memory of El Changuito, the narco-trafficante spider monkey. May he rest in peace. More sports talk when we get back. You're listening to 2 Men On 95.9 FM and AM 610, the sports animal.
For traffic right now, really just a couple of minor slow spots. Southbound on I-25, slowdowns start around Osuna. They're going to last until Montgomery. Westbound on I-40, we're seeing a little bit of a slowdown as you approach Coors. That's going to last until Unser. And southbound on Coors this afternoon, approaching Montano, we've got a little congestion in that area. If you see an accident, call the Traffic Tracker hotline at 767-91.
Hey, it was a good rant.
American Home Furniture and Mattress. Shop in store or online at AmericanHome.com. They guarantee you'll pay less. I'm Michael Carlisle from the 96.3 News Radio KKOB Traffic Center.
Telling it like it is.
Phil Jackson has 11 titles. He won Coach of the Year once. LeBron has not won an MVP in 9 years. Stop giving out the award. It means nothing if LeBron hasn't won an MVP in 9 years. Steph Curry's MVP doesn't validate anything to smart sports fans.
The Herd with Colin Cowherd. Weekdays at 1 on 95.9 FM and AM 610. The Sports Animal.
You'll never forget your first car. And you certainly will never forget your first car wreck. When this happens to you, you need an attorney who can help you get your car fixed, help you get all the medical attention you need, and help you get all the money you deserve. Don't deal with the insurance companies without an attorney. They have teams of lawyers and adjusters whose sole job is to pay you as little as possible for your injuries. When you're in a wreck and you need a check, call Lerner & Rowe Injury Attorneys today. We'll work hard to get you all the money you deserve and to keep you out of the courtroom.
Can get you more. Call 544-4444.
Insurance Research Council, July 2014.
Ray Magliozzi here for eBay Motors. So you have to drive 300 miles to your cousin's wedding. Okay, so it's his fourth. But you know what they say, fourth time's the charm. Well, here's the problem. Your tires are as bald as I am. But lucky for you, eBay Motors has tires for just about every make and model. Plus wheels, lug nuts, jack stands, and more. 122 million parts. Do they have tissues? Oh, good, because I'm definitely a crier. Get the right parts at the right prices. eBay Motors. Let's ride.
Napa know-how.
At Napa, we're teaming up with Castrol to bring you the epic Castrol Motor Oil Truck Giveaway, where one lucky winner will get a brand new Ford F-150 and then pile the truck bed high with $5,000 worth of their favorite Napa parts and products. Now that's what we call a truck with a serious payload. See complete rules on how to enter without purchase at CastroPromotion.com.
Napa know-how.
No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited. Offer ends 6/30/22.
Carla's retiring early next month. We're all going to have to learn to pick up the slack.
The dessert-making role at Sawyer's Restaurant, deserted.
Tom, if you can handle beignets.
They need a new pastry chef who can souffle like it's a piece of cake.
Come on, guys, we've got a line out the door. How much longer for those croissants?
Indeed can help them hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed, you do. We instantly connect you with quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your job description. Earn up to $500 in sponsored job credits by conducting interviews on Indeed. Visit Indeed.com/credit. Terms and conditions apply.
Summer is in full swing and the deals are heating up at Lowe's. Find 4th of July savings to keep your yard looking healthy the whole season. Protect your soil from the heat with a bag of Scott's Naturescapes mulch, now 3 for $10. And celebrate the 4th with our select 2.5 quart red, white, and blue annuals, 2 for $10. Find more savings this 4th of July at Lowe's. Home to any budget, home to any possibility. Valid 6/23 through 7/6. While supplies last. Annuals offer in-store only. Actual plant size and selection varies by location. Excludes Alaska and Hawaii.
Home title theft. It's on the rise and it's devastating if it happens to you. Listen to the alarming words of an actual home title thief.
I don't need to know your date of birth and social security number. All I have to do is go to public records, create a document, and file that document. And then I can borrow against the house or sell the house. You may have no clue until you find out that your house has been sold or till several loans or several banks are foreclosing on you.
For pennies a day, Home Title Lock puts a virtual barrier of protection around your home's title with 24/7 monitoring. The instant they detect any tampering, you'll get an alert. And that's bad news for home title thieves.
So the problem with a company like Home Title Lock is that they can get me in the middle of the crime, and that's your worst fear.
Are you already a victim? Find out today with your free title scan and
Here we go.
support. $100 value, free with sign up. Just go to HomeTitleLock.com. That's HomeTitleLock.com. HomeTitleLock.com.
The Duke City's home for sports. 95.9 FM and AM 610. The
And you're up.
Animal.
Welcome back to the program, Duke City. You're listening to Two Men On 95.9 FM and AM 610, The Sports Animal, on a special Van and Friends episode where I'm grabbing all of my favorite sports minds from the Albuquerque and New Mexico community and getting them with some quick hitters. On the program now, one of my local heroes, the best in the biz, the voice of 1,000 generation, voice of the Duke City Gladiators and Proview Networks, Sebastian Noel. What's happening, my guy?
What's going on, man?
I'm just in mourning, about El Changuito, the narco traficante spider monkey. It's been a rough couple hours here.
I was listening yesterday, Van, and there was something about the show yesterday that was so refreshing and professional and award-winning. I can't put my finger on what it was. Hold on a second. I don't know what it was, but it was enjoyable.
It might have been Star TV and Radio, KOB TV's very own Brandon Ortega, or could it be the absence of one Manfred Slow?
Yeah, and what is and no one believes that Fred's on assignment. So I want to know what Fred's really doing.
All right, I'm leaning into it no matter what. Fred's on assignment. He's on a fact-finding mission for sports influencing here in the Albuquerque, northern New Mexico region. I'm sticking with it.
He is quite the influencer, isn't he?
Under the influencer, am I right? Hey-o.
Hey-o.
Your Duke City Gladiators are on the cusp of not making the playoffs. One game up to make sure they're in the playoffs. One game up against the hated Vegas Nighthawks to make sure they ensure that they're in the postseason. Is this the best almost not making the playoffs team in the history of the universe? 3 1-point losses?
Oh, there's no doubt, man. These losses are just painful. We find a creative new way to lose. It seems like, you take out the last week against the Rattlers because, they were so good. They weren't going to be beat that night. And, we could go in, and I mean, it's common knowledge that the Rattlers are the scum of the earth and
Sure.
the cheaters of the league, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. I mean, everyone knows that. So, we weren't going to, beat the evil empire. So, but those other games, man, they're just, this team should be 3-4 losses tops. But I mean, they're in the playoffs. That's have no fear. Have no fear. This team will make the playoffs.
This Saturday on the road in Prescott Valley, Arizona. If you don't know where that is, that's in between Phoenix and Flagstaff on I-17. They got their own team. That's cool. Northern Arizona Wranglers. First off, how did they get their own team? Second off, how are they this good this year?
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty phenomenal. Like last year, so our old coach, Dominic Bramante, goes and starts Northern Arizona, and they're just awful last year. They're awful.
Yeah.
I mean, we padded our schedule with wins against them, right? And then this year, they pretty much changed, complete roster turnover, entire new coaching staff, and they're at the top of the league. But, I think they're beatable. So, we've had their number in the past, so I wouldn't be surprised. We got them twice. Right, we got 2 games left against them, and then San Diego on the schedule. So San Diego's Cupcake City, so that's a win, obviously.
Sweet.
But I think we're gonna get Northern Arizona one of those 2 games, man. I can feel it.
And you feel we only need to win one of these next 3 games to ensure that we're in the playoffs?
Oh yeah, there's no doubt. I mean, because the bottom of the West is pretty bad. So San Diego, Bay Area, there's no chance. So, I mean, the lowest we can slide into is that 4th spot. We'll be all right. And, the way the standings look right now, if Arizona finishes the season number 1, let's say Northern Arizona gets passed by the hated Rattlers.
The losers.
Then the Rattlers would be the number 1 seed, and we might be able to avoid. So there's a chance we avoid the Rattlers, in the first round. So.
Because the Rattlers would get a bye, being the winner of the West, and then we would play the 2 seed, most likely Northern Arizona again. Is that what you envision?
No, it'll go 1 against. There's no bye, so 1 against 4 and 2 plays 3. So, I mean, there's still a chance. I think we're going to end up as the 3, and I think Arizona's going to end up as the 1. So I think we're going to end up playing Northern Arizona in the first round. So there's a chance we could play Northern Arizona. You count the 2 regular season games plus the playoffs. We could play that team 3 times in 5 weeks.
You're predicting that we pass the Tucson's Sugar Skulls.
That's possible. Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's still possible.
Okay.
I'm holding out hope. I think we might run the table all the way. We're not going to lose again.
I like that better.
We're going to go on an Atlanta Braves-like win streak.
A Shoresy-like win streak, if you will. You caught up on Shoresy yet on Hulu?
No, I haven't.
Oh, you got to
all the way to the championship, man. All the way to the championship. How about your boy Ramon Atkins at quarterback?
Oh man, you beat me to it. Let me scratch out this next question. True Sebastian fashion, stealing my next question.
I mean, I didn't think. I thought. Hey, look, I'll be honest. I thought he would have a good season, right? Because let's be honest, he's throwing to Delo Davis. He's throwing to Jared Elmore.
Sure.
He's throwing to Greg Dent, right? I mean, those are the best receivers in the league. But to predict that he would be leading the league in touchdowns right now with 41, no, I didn't think that. To say he'd be leading the league in yards per game, no, I didn't think that. So, I mean, kudos to Ramon, man, for learning the game and having it slow down so quickly where he's comfortable now. He's going to play somewhere next year, whether he comes back here or someone else is going to scoop him up. Ramon's definitely got a roster spot in this ISL. He's pretty much locked up Rookie of the Year. There's no doubt about that.
Where can the loyal listeners and friends of the show watch their Duke City Gladiators this Saturday as they're on the road in Prescott Valley, Arizona? Yes, they have a team.
Well, obviously the IFL's YouTube page, and if you want to be around some fellow Gladiator fans, the watch party, the viewing party is always at Dave and Buster's. So,
old friend of the show, Dave and Buster's.
That's right. I've been known to make an appearance at those viewing parties. Usually a couple of the players that are not traveling this week, that are inactive, they'll usually be there, So that's, if you want to watch it amongst friends, then Dave and Buster's is your spot there.
How about your professional Atlanta baseball Braves? How are they doing, buddy?
We're just waiting for that Mets collapse to start. We're fine. We're fine. And whenever the Mets start being the Mets, we will slide into first place and hopefully a successful defense of our world championship, man.
in true Mikey McDermott fashion, just hanging around. When are they going to get healthy and be like the actual Braves that they are?
Yeah, I mean, losing Ozzy Albies, that certainly hurts. I'm hoping they can, but Alex Anthopoulos always pulls something off. So I'm thinking they're going to get a middle infielder in there. So, and we still get Mike Soroka healthy towards the second half of the season. That's going to help. I mean, I think, and then you just need the Mets to be the Mets. And then there you go. Division wrapped up, right?
This is historically the Mets have always been the Mets. So they got that going for them. But I got some bad news for you. The Mets are legit this year, and they're doing it without Max Scherzer or Jacob deGrom. That's scary.
I've heard this before, Van. I don't believe it. I've heard this story before, and every year it's supposed to be different. And it's the Mets. They'll find a way to be the Mets.
I don't think you're that wrong there. I know you're a baseball dork. What's your favorite story so far this year? What's your favorite highlight of the season? What would you point mediocre baseball fan to and say this?
Well, I'll get away from being a Braves fan for a second. I think the Braves are just phenomenal to watch because they're young guys. They celebrate. Everything that old guys hate about the game. They get off my lawn guys. Right? Like they don't like any of that stuff that Ronald Acuna does. I'm into all that stuff, I'm into, showing people up. I'm into the bat flips, but I don't think, and I know he gets a lot of attention, but like Shohei Ohtani, like it's unreal. It's unreal what we're watching. We're never going to see this again. It's so much better than Babe Ruth was. It's not even funny. I don't think we realize what we're watching right now.
Yeah, you nailed it right there. I was hoping you're going to say Shohei because he's the best show in the MLB. Speaking of Shohei Ohtani, the Angels just can't get it together. They got Shohei Ohtani and Mike Trout. Mike Trout's been the best player of our generation. Shohei Ohtani is the best baseball player on the planet right now. What do they have to do? Are they just got the Mets curse that they're never, ever going to turn it around?
They need a little bit of that old school magic, that Tim Salmon magic, right? The Garrett Anderson magic.
Rally monkey.
I mean, it would be so good for Major League Baseball if that team was relevant and good and could get in the postseason. I mean, think about it. Mike Trout could go his entire career without ever having a postseason moment. Like baseball needs that team to be good.
Yeah, you're exactly right there. All right. Thanks for being a friend of the show. Thanks for being a friend in real life. Good luck on Saturday. Go Gladiators. Anything to let friends of the show know before we let you go?
No, I mean, check us out on Saturday. It's going to be a playoff team, so we're going to run the table the rest of the way, Van. I can feel it.
I love that vibe. I love that energy. And I will see you at Dave & Buster's, and then I will see you at the Rio Rancho Event Center on July 16th for the season finale as we win against the hated Northern Arizona Wranglers from Prescott Valley, Arizona. Yes, they have a team.
Yeah, I don't understand why they have a team either. It doesn't make sense.
Hall of Fame talk with Isotopes GM John Traub when we get back. You're listening to Two Men On 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
Full traffic right now. We're seeing more slowdowns westbound on I-40. They're going to start around Rio Grande and last until Unser. Southbound on I-25, San Antonio to Montgomery, moving slow. A little bit of a slowdown now on Paseo. Westbound, starting around Jefferson. That's going to last you until the river. If you see an accident, call the Traffic Tracker hotline at 767-9167. Brought to you by American Home Furniture and Mattress, the largest selection of in-stock furniture in the state, locally owned and operated. I'm Michael Carlisle from the 96.3 News Radio KKOB Traffic Center.
That's what I thought. That's his go-to. You got it.
Sox on the run line. I'm Erin Hawksworth here to help you beat the books with BetQL. The White Sox are starting to heat up, going 6-3 in their last 9. And tonight, the lowly Orioles come to town. The BetQL model likes the Sox on the run line. They have Chicago -1.5 as a 5-star best bet. I'm Erin Hawksworth. Bet smarter, beat the books. Download the BetQL app today.
Anybody hungry for something new? At Twister's Burgers and Burritos, they love crafting new menu items as much as you enjoy eating them. Right now, Old World meets New Mexico with the Machaca Burrito. Grab one for breakfast or lunch and transport yourself to a simpler time. Twister's is famous for their all-day breakfast burritos, but they also have incredible burgers, amazing chicken sandwiches, and how about tacos? Order for the family in a Twister's Hero Box. $1 from each box sold goes to support the Rio Grande Food Bank. Twister's catering is always a big hit. Order online at mytwisters.com or visit one of their 17 Albuquerque, Rio Rancho, or Bernalillo locations. Be sure to join the Christmas Club, red or green, you know. Club members get exclusive deals and new product announcements. And Twisters is this week's sweet deal. Log on to our station website Friday at 9 a.m. and get $50 in gift certificates for only $25. It's Twisters, so they'll go fast. Smother your hunger at Twisters, the flavor of New Mexico.
Summer is in full swing, and the deals are heating up at Lowe's. Shop our 4th of July savings, where you'll find everything you need for your summer gatherings. Get party ready with select patio and seasonal decor, now up to 40% off. And spark those summer cookouts with our special buy Master Forge Grill for just $128, valued at $169. Find more savings this 4th of July at Lowe's. Home to any budget, home to any possibility. Valid 6/23 through 7/6 while supplies last.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. Dashboard light problems? We can help. Our free Fix Finder service can read your check engine light, ABS light, and service indicator light, and give you possible solutions, verified by licensed technicians. You'll even get detailed results sent straight to your email so you have them when you need it most. It's the most complete free warning light report backed by technician-verified fixes. The free Fix Finder service, only at AutoZone.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
More details at AutoZone.com.
We now have more ways to fight COVID than ever with oral treatments for individuals at high risk for severe COVID who test positive.
And they can be taken from the comfort of home.
These treatments, if taken within 5 days of the first sign of symptoms, are effective at reducing the risk of hospitalization and severe outcomes.
This is a game changer for New Mexico.
For more information and to access treatment, visit findatreatmentnm.com.
Summer is in full swing, and the deals are heating up at Lowe's. Find 4th of July savings to keep your yard looking healthy the whole season. Protect your soil from the heat with a bag of Scott's Naturescapes mulch, now 3 for $10. And celebrate the 4th with our select 2.5-quart red, white, and blue annuals, 2 for $10. Find more savings this 4th of July at Lowe's. Home to any budget, home to any possibility. Valid 6/23 through 7/30. Last annuals offer in-store only. Actual plant size and selection varies by location. Excludes Alaska and Hawaii.
It's so sticky.
At Hannah's Organic Honey,
20 seconds.
but they need an e-commerce queen bee to lead the hive.
Okay, these jars are going to Jakarta. Oh, wait a minute. Does that say Jackson?
Indeed can help them hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. You can schedule and conduct virtual interviews all from your employer dashboard. Earn up to $500 in sponsored job credits by interviewing on Indeed. Visit Indeed.com/credit. Terms and conditions apply.
Don't miss the opening drive with Geoff Symbieta and JJ Buck. Weekday mornings from 7 to 10 on 95.9 FM and AM 610. The Sports Animal.
And you're up.
Welcome back, Albuquerque. You made it through another one. If you're a 5:30 quitting time guy, congratulations. I'm very proud of you, as is Two Men On, as is 95.9 FM and AM 610, The Sports Animal. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for being a friend of the show. And we wouldn't be here without our partners and sponsors such as the YMCA, and the boys start their days at the YMCA. Absolutely fantastic facilities and absolutely fantastic people serving your Albuquerque community and surrounding areas. So honored to be a friend of theirs. We'll probably be there. We'll be live from the YMCA next week. Vital, you going to miss us?
No.
Cheers. Okay,
because you guys like being at the ballpark so much, you're going to forget about me when you get out there, and I don't blame you. It's a great place to be.
Speaking of the ballpark, every Friday we're at the ballpark, Rio Grande Credit Union Field, Isotopes Park, a.k.a. The Lab. Every Friday homestand we're there, and every Friday I am so honored to rub elbows with VP GM of the Isotopes, the legend, John Traub. Welcome back to the program, my friend.
How we doing, guys?
Doing good, doing good. It's a Van and Friend show, so it's just me and you today, John. Well, of course, the legend behind the glass, Vital.
Mike's been there forever.
Yeah. He predates a lot of things like wheels, fire.
Mike, you have a lot of control there. You can hit that mute button anytime you want.
I was just gonna say I can do whatever I want back here right now. I'm gonna use my power.
Isotopes are known for their awesome promotions, and we got a bunch coming at you next week. There's a lot to highlight, but what's your personal favorite coming up on this next homestand against the Sugarland Space Cowboys?
Oh my gosh, we've got so much going on. It seems like I say that every time before we start a homestand, but on Saturday, July 2nd, we have a mariachis game, but it's highlighted by it's also lowrider night. We're going to have probably about 70 or 75 lowriders outside the ballpark. Inside the ballpark, people will be able to come down to the warning track, walk around, take pictures, look at the cars. It's going to be a really neat thing. We've done that before, and weather permitting, hopefully we'll be able to get to do it again on the 2nd, and then that game is followed by a fireworks night. So we're really excited about the 2nd. Then, of course, we're really looking forward to July 3rd, as we always do. We're either home on the 3rd or the 4th. This year we're at home on the 3rd, so a huge fireworks presentation. Our biggest fireworks show of the night will follow that game, or the year will follow that game. So we've got so much going on. We start the homestand on Tuesday with the 50-cent hot dog night, and it seems like seemingly every night we've got something going on, as we normally do.
50-cent hot dog night is always a lot of fun up at the lab. You got to eat a lot of hot dogs, and you got to wash it down with some Teller watermelon walk-off. So I love being partnered with you guys. And when we have mutual friends like Teller Vodka, what has it been like to have special branded Isotope drinks that you guys made together with Teller Vodka?
Well, it's always cool to have that, but the fact that they're local and the fact that we were with them at the very beginning of their onset is really cool. And they're the ones that came up with the watermelon walk-off, with the mariachis margarita, and we're hoping to do more things in the future. They're a great company. They're, like I said, local is so important to everything that we do as much as we possibly can, and to partner with Safe House Distilling, and it's really a cool thing. So if you have not tried those cocktails yet, it's a ready-to-drink cocktail in a can. You can buy it in many, many, many grocery stores around the state, but also at the ballpark, and both of them are outstanding.
Every day at the lab is action-packed, but it's going to be extra special next Friday, Saturday, and Sunday as back-to-back nights. We got clear backpacks, fireworks with mariachi night, lowrider night, and then the Independence Day celebration. For the safety of the Albuquerque and surrounding area community, the size of bags you can bring in is limited. But for the first 2,000 fans on Friday, you get a clear backpack with the Isotopes logo on it, so you can always bring it to the lab. Is this by design? Is this say, hey, everybody, this is the dimensions, this is what we can do, here's the template?
Well, sort of, but it's a clear bag, but the size restrictions were removed this year, so you can bring any size clear bag. Just the bag has to be clear so that our security folks can see in it without having to go and touch all your stuff and do all that kind of stuff. And giving away a clear backpack next Friday to the first 2,000 fans who are coming in. So, it's kind of the way the world's going right now. And it's cool that we can give away a backpack and a clear one at that, because a lot of people don't have those yet. So a lot of people have been very responsive to that. And I think that's going to be another good night for us.
The Hall of Fame class made its way back into the news today, and it has Albuquerque roots and Albuquerque links. You know all about this. Dodgers legend Ron Say, Dick Moots, Dave Stewart. What does it mean to be part of the Albuquerque Isotopes organization and see these links to the organization in the Granddaddy Hall of Fame?
Well, so if I can clarify what it is, it's the Albuquerque Professional Baseball Hall of Fame. So it's not the National Baseball Hall of Fame in Cooperstown. It's the Albuquerque Professional Hall of Fame. Through 2019, we had 12 or 13 classes. Obviously, 2020, we weren't able to do it. Last year, we weren't able to do it. So this will be our first class that we're inducting in 3 years. And to have former Albuquerque Dodgers legend and then he became an Albuquerque Dukes legend back when he was a AA player in 1969, and then a AAA player in 1972. Ron Cey, the cornerstone of one of the most successful and long-tenured infields in baseball history with the Dodgers. Ron Cey is going into our Hall of Fame, and we're thrilled to have him. We're also inducting Dave Stewart. Dave was a pitcher for the Albuquerque Dukes in 1977, and then again in 79 and 80, and had a really nice career here before he went on to really big things in the major leagues, including winning 20 games 4 years in a row, twice named the World Series and ALCS MVP. So this guy has a resume that is unmatched by most, and we're thrilled to have him coming back. And then, those guys are great, and I'm super excited to have them back in town. I'm really excited, too, to have Dick Moots going into our Hall of Fame, because Dick, you may not know his name, but you know his work.
Sure.
Dick was the creator of the Albuquerque Dukes logo that has become so iconic and such a part of this community for literally the last 50 years. He designed the logo in 1972. This is the 50th year anniversary of the Dukes' first year as a AAA franchise back in 72. It's also the 20th year of Isotopes baseball. So kind of combining all that synergy, we thought it was cool to have Dick join our Hall of Fame as well.
And you have to know, here in Albuquerque, the iconic Dukes logo. It's everywhere: hats, shirts, posters, stickers. And I think it's interesting, like when I can travel the country and I can see like mutual baseball fans, and I mention I'm from Albuquerque, and they know the Dukes, they know the Isotopes. And especially like when I go to, like, say, Dodger Stadium, you see Isotopes jerseys, you see Dukes jerseys, and you see that iconic logo. Like, the people of baseball know Albuquerque. Albuquerque's on the map, and it starts with the Dukes organization and an iconic logo. How do you honor such a person, and how do you honor such a logo?
Well, first of all, everybody knows it. So this is an opportunity for the community to tip their cap to Dick and to say thank you for something that he created that became part of the fabric of this community 50 years ago. That's a long time ago. And for the fact that it's really become a symbol of Albuquerque and of the Duke City in and of itself. So I think that's really cool. And, Dick is still a resident here. He lives in Rio Rancho. Just a delightful person that I've gotten to know a little bit during this process, and really looking forward to the ovation he's going to get at the ballpark on July 23rd. We're going to have a pregame induction ceremony that night prior to the Isotopes game. When we have our Dukes Retro Night, that's the annual night that we're doing it this year, and we have a fireworks show that follows the game, the induction ceremony during the game or pregame, and then the Isotopes will be dressed as the Albuquerque Dukes throughout the game. So that's going to be a real cool night, special evening that everybody looks forward to.
Isotopes winners of 7 in a row and took 2 quick L's. What's the key for the boys to turn it back around and creep back up to 500?
Pitching. It's always pitching. You got to get timely pitching. You got to get timely hitting. You got to play good defense. And Las Vegas is a very good club. Oakland traditionally has very strong AAA clubs. And our team is out there right now. And, we've had 2 tough games, the first 2 games of the series, but there's a lot of baseball left to be played. And we're right around 500 again, and hopefully we can get there. And once you get to 500, you never know what can happen. But the fact that we won 7 straight over the previous week was a very good sign that things are heading in the right direction for this club.
John Traub, Vice President and General Manager of your Albuquerque Isotopes, thanks for being a friend of the show, and thanks for everything you do for the Albuquerque community.
Well, thank you, and thank you guys over at Cumulus for all your support, and look forward to hearing Josh call hopefully an Isotopes victory tonight.
Same. We're going to have Josh on at 6:30 today to preview the game, and really excited for that. Thanks again, John. When we get back, New Mexico United, David Carl will preview the weekend and everything New Mexico United has going on in the community. You're listening to 2 Men On 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
Are you a safe driver? Are you looking to save money? With DriveWise from Allstate, the safer you drive, the more you can save. At Allstate, better protection costs a whole lot less. Visit allstate.com or call an agent for a quote today. This report is sponsored by Allstate.
Well, life in the world of traffic right now, for the most part, things moving very well. We do have some slow spots, though, Congestion on southbound I-25. That's going to start around Osuna and last until Montgomery. Seeing some slowdowns still westbound on Paseo between Jefferson and Coors. And slowdowns westbound on I-40 between 2nd Street and Unser. If you see an accident, call the Traffic Tracker hotline at 767-9167. Brought to you by American Home Furniture and Mattress. Shop in store or online at AmericanHome.com. They guarantee you'll pay less. I'm Michael Carlisle from the 96.3 News Radio KKOB Traffic Center.
This is Maggie Gray with the CBS Sports Minute, sponsored by AutoZone. Get in the zone, AutoZone. June marks the 50th anniversary of Title IX. What started as an initiative to get more women into law school, it has had an immeasurable impact on women's sports, but it's also had a positive impact on men, too. For example, tonight's NBA draft features 3 likely lottery picks: Paolo Banchero, Jeremy Sohan, and Jaden Ivey, whose mothers played basketball in college and the pros. I'm Maggie Gray.
The Jim Rome Show.
If I didn't know any better, I would say that Tony La Russa was trying to get himself fired. The Dodgers up 7-5. They've got a runner on first with 2 outs. Trey Turner at the plate. Freddie Freeman advances to second on a wild pitch. And La Russa orders the intentional walk with a 1-2 count on Trey Turner. Even his own broadcasters had no idea what he was thinking or doing. There is no question. It was a terrible decision.
The Jim Rome Show. Weekdays at 10 on 95.9 FM and AM 610. The Sports Animal.
Ray Magliozzi here for eBay Motors. So you have to drive 300 miles to your cousin's wedding. Okay, so it's his 4th. But you know what they say, 4th time's the charm. Well, here's the problem. Your tires are as bald as I am. But lucky for you, eBay Motors has tires for just about every make and model. Plus wheels, lug nuts, jack stands, and more. 122 million parts. Do they have tissues? Oh, good, because I'm definitely a crier. Get the right parts at the right prices. eBay Motors. Let's ride.
Napa know-how. At Napa, we're teaming up with Castrol to bring you the epic Castro Motor Oil Truck Giveaway, where one lucky winner will get a brand new Ford F-150 and then pile the truck bed high with $5,000 worth of their favorite Napa parts and products. Now that's what we call a truck with a serious payload. See complete rules on how to enter without purchase at CastroPromotion.com.
Napa know-how.
No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited. Offer ends 6/30/22.
Families already have so much to worry about. Finding formula to feed their babies shouldn't be one of those worries. During this formula shortage, nmformula.org is here to help with resources and guidance to help you find where formula may be available. And you could be eligible for programs that can provide extra assistance. If you or someone you know is impacted by the current shortage, visit nmformula.org to find information that can help.
Summer is in full swing, and the deals are heating up at Lowe's. Shop our 4th of July savings, where you'll find everything you need for your summer gatherings. Get party ready with select patio and seasonal decor, now up to 40% off. And spark those summer cookouts with our special buy Master Forge grill for just $128, valued at $169. Find more savings this 4th of July at Lowe's. Home to any budget, home to any possibility. Valid 6/23/7/6 while supplies last.
Here at Total Wine & More, you'll love what you find, especially our totally low prices.
David is standing by, and we got 30 seconds.
To impress the neighbors. This bourbon has a smoky flavor that'll go great with your grilling. Nice. Wow.
We have about 7 minutes in this segment.
Well done. I prefer medium rare. Your neighbors will love it. Love what you find. Only at Total Wine & More. With the lowest prices in New Mexico. Drink responsibly, B21.
Are you amped?
Don't do that. Don't do that.
Come on, bro. The Jim Rome Show. Weekdays at 10.
We have 7 minutes here.
9 FM and AM 610. The
And you're up.
Sports Animal.
Mikey, we're running behind. Cut the music. Let's get straight to New Mexico United's David Carl. What's happening, my guy?
Hey, man. How are you?
Doing good, doing good. We're running a little behind, so I had to cut this last segment short, but here we are with you. What's happening in the New Mexico United world, my dude?
Yeah, big match coming up in about 48 hours, actually 49 hours, I guess, from right now. New Mexico United returning home finally after a long road trip, home for the first time in 47 days, but who's counting? Going to take on Birmingham Legion FC, a very good team. but New Mexico United, currently the hottest team in the USL Championship, 5 straight wins, 7 straight matches unbeaten, and we're bringing that win streak back home to Rio Grande Credit Union Field at Isotopes Park. Looking to extend it. It'll be Pride on the pitch. It'll be a heck of a night. They're really looking forward to it.
So Pride on the pitch is an absolute blast. I never miss it, and I'll be seeing you guys on Saturday. What does that whole day entail?
Yeah, it's a whole weekend. So tomorrow night we'll have kind of our first part of Pride on the Pitch. That's going to be a really, really awesome drag show over at the Social Club, the Albuquerque Social Club.
Nice.
With funds going to benefit Black Cat, as well as Social Club and the New Mexico United Somos Unidos Foundation. And then we get everything kicked off on Saturday, game day. We've got a great tailgate, a lot of really awesome activities that are going to kick off. Probably, I'd say around 2 or 3 o'clock for the early birds, but really going in full swing by around 4:30. And then kickoffs at 7 o'clock. A lot of festivities there. And again, the most important thing, the most exciting thing is, again, United returning home as the hottest team in the league, looking to extend that winning streak.
Wait, hold on. Is this Birmingham, Alabama, or Birmingham, England? Which one is it?
It's Birmingham, Alabama. That'd be a heck of a road trip for teams in Birmingham, England. Yeah, Birmingham Legion. Like I said, they're a very good team. They just beat last week. They beat the top team in the Eastern Conference, Memphis, and they are a very stout defensive team. Their defensive record isn't as good as ours. Ours is the best in the league, but they're second, right behind us. The 2 best defensive teams in the league, and United has been scoring goals like crazy of late. Highest scoring rate over the past few weeks of anybody in the league. So we're going to put that defense to the test. Hope to put several past them and hopefully extend that winning streak.
New Mexico United, 4th in the USL Championship Western Conference. 7-match unbeaten streak. Is this who we are? Is this what you're witnessing? Is this the real team? How are they putting this together?
Yeah, I think yes and no. Is it the real deal in that they're a very good team? Yeah, absolutely. But I think there's a lot more growth to even go. I think they can get even better. You know, Zach Prince has this team so well drilled and just confident and ready to go. I think it's a lot more to grow into. You know, young guy like Christian Nava, Albuquerque native, is really coming into his own. He's Albuquerque High graduate, recent graduate. He's only 18 years old.
Sure.
And he's making his way here as a professional soccer player in the USL Championship and doing really, really well. Had an assist in the last game, the game-winning assist. Came on in about the 60th minute and just completely turned the game on its head against Oakland Roots and just made it his own. So he's tearing it up. United finally getting healthier. I think that's a big reason why the winning streak is what it is. And again, up to 5 matches, 7 unbeaten. We're finally getting healthy. You know, we had a lot of injuries at the start of the season, and when this team is healthy, they can compete with and beat anyone.
As you know, we host the New Mexico United watch parties at Hollow Spirits. We have a really great time, good food, great drinks, a lot of fun, great giveaways, as you all know. And everyone just knew the second Christian Nava walked onto the pitch that it was going to be a game changer. And boy, was it. If he wasn't the man of the match, if he didn't get the game ball, who possibly could?
He was the man of the match. He deserved it. He certainly did. Again, he came on and completely changed the game. And, call me a little bit biased, man. He's a young New Mexican, so I want him to succeed even more.
Sure.
But yeah, he came on and completely changed the match. But there are plenty of guys who made a big difference. Chris Wehan has been phenomenal lately. He's got 3 goals and 2 assists in his last 4 games. He's been kind of unstoppable lately. Alex Tambakis, our goalkeeper, has been absolutely phenomenal. One of the best goalkeepers in the league. He's got 27 saves over the last 6 matches, including a penalty stop that won the game against Indy as the clock ran out. I mean, this team is clicking on all cylinders right now. The back line's looking phenomenal. Guys like Kalen Ryden and Will Seymour back there. Rashid Tete and Sergio Rivas were both in the USL Championship League-wide Team of the Week last week. So really clicking on all cylinders and hope to keep that rolling.
Anything we missed before we let you go?
Come on out to the Pride on the pitch match on Saturday. Going to be a lot of fun. Looking forward to it. We're already getting close to 11,000 tickets sold, and we still got about 48 hours to go. So it's going to be probably the best attended match of the year.
Sure. That was my next question. Are there even tickets left?
There are, but not a lot. It's going to go. The capacity at Isotopes Park is 12,500. And again, we're already getting close to 11,000. So I wouldn't be surprised if we're edging on a sellout. So if I'm you, I'm looking to get those tickets ASAP.
Zach Wheeler and Aaron Nola are pitching like Cy Young candidates. Bryce Harper is playing like an MVP candidate, but the Phillies are still floating around 500. What's going on with your boys?
Well, the two pitchers you mentioned, probably the best 1-2, Wheeler and Nola, probably the best 1-2 punch in Major League Baseball as far as pitching goes. And, Bryce is Bryce. He's been phenomenal. The problem for the Phillies has been the same problem they've had all season, which has been the bullpen. And, one of the worst bullpens in the league, one of the worst bullpen ERAs in the league, among the league leaders in blown saves. And, if something goes wrong with the starter, they're in trouble. They can outslug pretty much anybody. They're one of the league leaders in home runs as well. But, man, you like to not have to get 7 runs to win every single game.
That's great analysis from a hardcore Phillies fan right there. David Carl from New Mexico United, thanks for being a friend, and thanks for being a friend of the show. Got to have you back on soon.
Thanks, man. Looking forward to it.
Appreciate you. Special Van and Fred's episode today on 2 Men On, as we have all kinds of local sports minds come on and talk about what they got going on in the Albuquerque community. Next up is I'm going on an old man rant, and then next hour we got Chris Leurig of Safe House Distilling and Teller Vodka, and of course the voice of the Isotopes, Josh Sushon. Thanks to Sebastian Noel being with us, and John Traub of the Isotopes, and of course you just heard David Carl. More sports adjacent content when we get back. You're listening to 2 Men On 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
New Balance Albuquerque. Shoes that fit better and perform better. At New Balance, we actually measure your feet on Wantabo north of Constitution and in Cottonwood Corners next to Best Buy. New Balance.
Brought to you by New Balance.
Well, traffic's starting to look better here in the metro. We still got some slowdowns, though, southbound on I-25 between Osuna and Montgomery. Also westbound on I-40, some slowdowns starting around Rio Grande and intermittently going until Unser, so watch out for those. Parking at the Sunport is getting pricey. Try airport parking instead. It's about half of what it costs at the Sunport garage. Shuttles run every 5 minutes, 24/7. Take I-25, exit 221, then take the first right to airport parking. Easier, quicker, smarter. This report brought to you by Airport Parking. If you see an accident, call the Traffic Tracker hotline at 767-9167. Brought to you by American Home Furniture and Mattress, the largest selection of in-stock furniture in the state. Locally owned and operated. I'm Michael Carlisle from the 96.3 News Radio KKOB Traffic Center.
Did you know the average home loses 25 to 40% of heated and cooled air through cracks and crevices in the duct system? Daniels Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning offers the AeroSeal process to seal, reinforce, and energize your duct system. How about an average energy savings of 30% while drastically increasing your comfort? Call my friends at Daniels today and ask about AeroSeal for your home, 898-8860.
You want it right today. Get it done the Daniels way. Daniels Plumbing, Heating, and Air.
Make your 4th of July celebration even bigger this year with savings on everything you need to get your yard ready for summer. Make sure your flower beds and bushes can handle the heat with special savings on Vigoro mulch, now at a new lower price of $2.98 a bag. Keep the sun off your soil and water in the ground. Plus, add a fun pop of color that will last up to 12 months. So hurry in and get your yard ready for celebrating in the sun. Feels like 4th of July at the Home Depot. How doers get more done. Available in-store and online. Color selection varies by store.
Here at Total Wine & More, you'll love what you find, especially our totally low prices.
I'm firing up the grill for burgers and want to impress the neighbors.
This bourbon has a smoky flavor that'll go great with your grilling.
Nice! Wow, and look at that price. Well done.
I prefer medium rare. Your neighbors will love it. Love what you find, only at Total Wine & More. With the lowest prices in New Mexico. Drink responsibly, be 21.
The smoke is back at Church's. Our $6 smokehouse chicken meal is a juicy half chicken served with mashed potatoes and a honey butter biscuit. All that for just $6, but not for long. Church's, welcome to the great state of flavor. Offer valid at participating locations.
The Albuquerque Journal and Venue Plus for local insight and answers about pets or puzzles, sports or shopping, comics or movies, events, dining, music, television, and more. Get all your entertainment and recreational questions answered. Subscribe at abqjournal.com.
Hey, Lobo fans. This is Lobo football head coach Danny Gonzalez. Football season tickets are on sale now. Join us at University Stadium as we continue our drive to win our 5th conference title. Support from Lobo fans like you is crucial to our success. We want to get University Stadium rocking again. You can get your tickets for the entire season for as low as $86. Reserve your spot now at golobos.com/tickets. That's golobos.com/tickets. We'll see you this fall, New Mexico. Go Lobos.
K240BL Albuquerque is 95.9 FM, AM 610 KNML Albuquerque. The sports animal, proud to be a Cumulus media station, even if they're not that proud of us.
Now betting for the sports animal, your afternoon drive. Number 2, Men On, Van Nunley and Fred Slow. And in the on-deck circle, Robert Buck D. Gibson.
This is 2 Men On,
You're up.
Van Nunley and Fred Slow.
Welcome back, Albuquerque. You are listening to 2 Men On 95.9 FM and AM 610, the sports animal. Your home for Albuquerque's premier sports influencers. We're talking sports and we're talking sports adjacent content all day today. Got a special friend of the show episode where we have a bunch of guests on, but that won't be the case this segment as you just got me and Mikey V.
Top of the hour.
Next segment we have Chris Leurig of Teller Vodka and Safe House Distilling going to come in, do a little tasting.
Oh, really? Wow.
You need a little sip back there, brother. A little sippy
Little
boy.
watermelon walk-off.
Sippy, a little sip, buddy.
Yeah, just a little sip there. That's all. Yeah.
Thanks, buddy. Voice the Isotopes, Josh Sushon joins us at 6:30.
Hey, now.
Wouldn't be here without friends of the show, such as John Lopez of John Lopez Real Estate and Coldwell Banker Legacy Studio. For all of your real estate needs, make sure you reach out to John Lopez. He's the absolute best in the business. And he's going to probably join us on the show sometime soon. Pretty excited about that, my friends. You know, he used to be a regular, but the guy is just so busy.
Busy time of the year in the sales of home sales. There's a lot going on.
Well, I don't
inventory.
think for him, I don't think it ever stops, to be honest. But if you have any real estate questions, make sure you reach out to John Lopez at John Lopez Real Estate and Coldwell Banker Legacy. You've been watching Shohei Ohtani, Vital?
Showtime
Ohtani. I'm going to make a
Putting
case.
up a show.
I'm going to make a case right now that everyone knows Babe Ruth is the greatest player in the history of baseball. It's not a question. His stats, his excellence, how much better he was than the next best player in the league is just phenomenal. Like, Babe Ruth is that much better. I mean, Babe Ruth is an absolute legend. He's inarguably the greatest player in the history of baseball, and he is so much better than the next best person. I mean, keep in mind that, you know, the color barrier hadn't been broken yet, but in between players 1 and 2, there was a bigger gap. There was a Katie Ledecky sized gap in between players 1 and 2. But I'm going to make a case right now that Shohei Ohtani is better than Babe Ruth. I know that sounds like hyperbole. I know that sounds crazy, but it's true. Shohei Ohtani is a better pitcher night and day than Babe Ruth ever was. Babe Ruth was a great pitcher. Don't get me wrong. Babe Ruth, if he would have continued to focus on pitching and not worry about hitting, he would have been a fine MLB pitcher for a long time. But he was just so good at hitting, he had to end up focusing on it. because as good as he was at hitting, he wasn't that good at pitching. Shohei Ohtani is the Babe Ruth of both. Shohei Ohtani, look, the last 2 baseball games that he played, one, he got 8 RBIs. The very next day, he gets 13 strikeouts. That is insane. So when Babe Ruth was pitching, the most home runs he hit was 29. He didn't start smashing them out until he became a full-time hitter. Shohei Ohtani hit 46 home runs. Shohei Ohtani also had 26 stolen bases, 100 RBIs. Babe Ruth cannot touch any of those stats. And okay, look, baseball historian, look, hardcore baseball fan. I'm not saying that Shohei Ohtani is better than Babe Ruth. He's got a lot of proving to do, a lot of career to be had. But as a two-way player, Shohei Ohtani is better than Babe Ruth. He can do more on the mound and the batter's box together than Babe Ruth can do. And I'm going to tell you, that every year in Shohei Ohtani's career that he is healthy for 150, 162 games, he's going to be the MVP. Because no other player can do what he does. Pitching at an elite level, hitting at an elite level, stealing bases at an elite level. And if his manager was foolish and put him in the outfield every day, put him in first base every day, I'm assuming he'd play elite defense too. No one will surpass what he is doing. And I know that is hyperbole. So that's 2 hyperbole quotes in one segment. Shohei Ohtani is a better two-way player than Babe Ruth. Boom, write it down. Shohei Ohtani will win the MVP award every year. Boom, write it down. He cannot be beat. NBA draft, by the way, is about to start here. Nosferatu's great-great-great-grandson, Adam Silver, is on the podium. The most vampire-y looking dude I've ever seen in my life. What you're witnessing right now, and even if I know most of my crowd, I know most of the friends of the show, I know most of the loyal listeners are NFL number 1 guys. There's not a lot of MLB number 1 guys like me, but NFL number 1 guy, NBA number 1 guy, NHL number 1 guy, college sports number 1 guy. Make sure you are watching this guy, because this is a once-in-a-lifetime player, and you're not going to see this.
Now Major League Baseball's got to find a way to get the Angels into the postseason so we can see him and his exploits. 8 RBIs and 13 strikeouts last night. Unreal.
That's crazy. Well, 2 games ago, 8 RBIs. Last game, 13 strikeouts. But still, back-to-back games.
Right.
He played like the best player in the universe. It is nuts. Make sure you take the time to watch this guy. If you are a sports fan, this is not going to last forever. So jump on this ride while it exists, because that is insanely hard to do, being a pitcher and a hitter and putting up the kind of elite numbers that he is on both. We're going to go to break early right here, because when we come back, we're going to have Chris Leurig of Teller Vodka and Safe House Distilling telling you everything that they got going on in the community. And we might do a little tasting here. You know, a little taste, a little sip. More 2 Men on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the sports animal.
Well, traffic right now. We're still seeing a little bit of a slowdown westbound on I-40 between Coors and Unser. Also, a little congestion still southbound on I-25, Osuna to Montgomery. But everything else looking really good here in the metro. If you see an accident, call the Traffic Tracker hotline at 767-9167. Brought to you by American Home Furniture and Mattress. Shop in store or online at AmericanHome.com. They guarantee you'll pay less. I'm Michael Carlisle from the 96.3 News Radio KKOB Traffic Center.
The Opening Drive with Geoff Symbieta and JJ Buck.
I'm going to tell you, think outside the box. The way it's always been about the majors, the tradition, the Masters, U.S. Open, the Open Championship, the PGA. But if LIV decides to create their own majors with major payouts, what is more important? Making insane amounts of money or a chance to go win a green jacket or a claret jug? Most of those guys will find it more important to make money.
On 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
We now have more ways to fight COVID than ever with oral treatments for individuals at high risk for severe COVID who test positive.
And they can be taken from the comfort of home.
These treatments, if taken within 5 days of the first sign of symptoms, are effective at reducing the risk of hospitalization and severe outcomes.
This is a game changer for New Mexico.
For more information and to access treatment, visit findatreatmentnm.com.
Here at Total Wine & More, you'll love what you find, especially our totally low prices.
I'm firing up the grill for burgers and want to impress the neighbors.
This bourbon has a smoky flavor that'll go great with your grilling.
Nice. Wow. And look at that price. Well done.
I prefer medium rare. Your neighbors will love it. Love what you find. Only at Total Wine & More. With the lowest prices in New Mexico. Drink responsibly, B21.
Summer is in full swing and the deals are heating up at Lowe's. Find 4th of July savings to keep your yard looking healthy the whole season. Protect your soil from the heat with a bag of Scott's Naturescapes mulch, now 3 for $10. And celebrate the 4th with our select 2.5-quart red, white, and blue annuals, 2 for $10. Find more savings this 4th of July at Lowe's. Home to any budget, home to any possibility. Valid 6/23 through 7/6 while supplies last. Annuals offer in-store only. Actual plant size and selection varies by location. Excludes Alaska and Hawaii.
People's Flowers for Mother's Day. Flowers make the perfect gift for that special mom in town or out of town. People's Flowers will make an arrangement she will enjoy for days. People's Flowers is the best choice you can make when sending flowers to your mom. People's Flowers delivers locally or around the world. Call today and order your Mother's Day arrangement. She will love you forever. Stop into any of People's Flowers 4 locations or shop online at peoplesflowers.com. Shop today. Flowers say it all. Peoples make the difference.
I'm attorney Kevin Rowe. We see it every day. People hurt in car wrecks being misled by the insurance companies in order to minimize the amount of money they have to pay. When the insurance company tells you you don't need an attorney, that's when you know you need an attorney. Want a fair settlement? Don't attempt to deal with the insurance company on your own. Call Lerner & Rowe Injury Attorneys today at 544-4444. We'll fight hard to get you all the money you deserve and keep you out of the courtroom.
Lerner & Rowe can get you more. Call 544-4444.
Insurance Research Council, July 2014.
By now, you know that sound. It's the sound of the Home Depot. But what about those sounds? Those are the sounds of a new laundry set that provides a powerful yet gentle clean in less time, making this the sound of savings on top brand appliances. The Home Depot. How doers get more done. Get up to 25% off plus $750 instant savings on select appliances. Valid June 22nd through July 13th. U.S. only. Gas dryer extra. See store for details.
You want 8 of the flutes and onyx?
Shira's hand-blown glassware blows right off her store's shelves.
Back for more indigo bowls.
She needs an inventory manager to help keep her stock on lock.
These are 100% borosilicate. Those aren't. Hey, can someone check the temp on the kiln?
Indeed can help her hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. We instantly connect you with quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your job description. Earn up to $500 in sponsored job credits by conducting interviews on Indeed. Visit Indeed.com/credit. Terms and conditions apply.
The exact replacement parts are better than just any old parts. That's why Toyota Service Center technicians use genuine Toyota parts, because they're designed to fit the exact specifications of your vehicle. Toyota Service Centers.
Stand by, here we go.
A Toyota. Visit Toyota.com or head to your nearest dealer and drive home in your new Toyota today. Toyota. Let's go places.
Visit your Albuquerque Santa Fe Toyota dealer today. Toyota, let's go places.
The Duke City's home for sports.
Hell yeah.
Yes.
That's a yes.
This is 95.9 FM and AM 610.
And you're up.
Sports Animal.
Welcome back, Duke City. You're listening to Two Men On 95.9 FM and AM 610, The Sports Animal. Fred's not here. Co-host of Two Men On, Fred Slow, will be back starting tomorrow. Fred is out on assignment. Whether you believe me or not, he's on a fact-finding mission.
I don't believe you.
Sports information. Because we're sports influencers. You know that, right, Mikey V? You know, like we're hot stuff in the community.
We are Showtime.
We're the Shohei Ohtani of sports influencers.
There you go.
It's a true story.
We are the
It's
show.
a true statement. Whether you believe it or not, I believe it, and I lie to myself a lot.
That's all that matters.
So I wake up in the morning. Joining us on the program, friend of the show, friend in real life, and you know what? Honestly, just a big fan. Chris Leurig of Teller Vodka and Safe House Distilling. Not quite an OG friend of the show, not a day oneer, but you've been road dogs for a while now. We traveled to the Super Bowl with Teller Vodka.
Yeah, Diplo.
At
and other people trying
Diplo,
to-
yeah. We shared watermelon walk-off and some blueberry lavender lemonade and some Bloody Marys with hobnobbing with a lot of actors and athletes and a lot of really fun people. So thanks for helping us go on our Super Bowl journey. And thanks for being a friend of the show and a partner and a sponsor. And it's your first time in the studio. Yay! Whee! So what I love about going to the lab is basically anything baseball, because I'm a huge baseball dork. But every time I'm there, I'm sipping on either the mariachi margarita, the watermelon walk-off, or one of your lemonades, the new one being
the grapefruit hibiscus.
Grapefruit hibiscus lemonade. That's my new favorite. So if you see me at the lab, I will have a Teller pre-made cocktail in my hand. And I'll tell you what, it's the best bang for the buck, too.
Oh, yeah. Best quality, best bang for the buck right there.
How did you start your relationship with the Albuquerque Isotopes?
They actually reached out to us. They came to us
Ooh.
like a year and a half ago and reached out to us and asked to do some partnership stuff and collaborations and doing some cool stuff for the stadium. And we kind of branched that off and came up with the watermelon and everything behind it.
So is that your brainchild, the watermelon walk-off? Because
yeah.
The name and the branding's genius, and you're a genius. So I just assumed it was your idea.
No, yeah, we came up with that. They actually met with us and asked for samples a week later.
Oh.
And we came up with everything in a week and had everything done.
Well, you absolutely nailed it, because this stuff's delicious.
Yeah, it was awesome. It was amazing. They keep killing it with that. That product's going everywhere right now.
Look, I don't care if you're a Bud Light guy or if you're a Jack and Coke guy or whatever. When you're up at the lab, you have to try one of these pre-made cocktails if you haven't already. Because like I said, it's some bang for the buck. I'm not going to tell you how to live your life, but that's kind of 2 drinks in one, and that's kind of my jam.
There's 3 ounces of vodka in each can.
It's technically a double, isn't it?
On paper.
So then you branched out to the mariachi margarita. Was that just like, did you get feedback from the Isotopes, or was that like your brainchild as well? Like, hey, we need to do this too.
That was our kind of thing too, but we kind of did it as, so the watermelon we released last season, towards the end of last season when we first partnered with them. So this was kind of the one for this season, adding the mariachi one into it. So there might be one for next season, a newer flavor.
Well, I haven't drank water in like 4 hours on purpose. So I could have me a little sip here. I'm a very thirsty boy.
We're keeping you hydrated here.
Well, thank you for keeping me hydrated. Well, why don't you get one of those cans right up to the microphone and give it a little crack right here, let people know what's going on. You start.
I mean, you talked about the watermelons.
Take me on the palate journey here. What are we doing?
This will be the watermelon walk-off.
Okay.
Lemonade.
And hey, that's a beautiful sound right there. So tell the loyal listeners and friends of the show what we're drinking, what it's made out of, and how it's made.
So this is our Teller genuine vodka. And then we actually use all natural watermelon and lemon juice and sugar and some water and naturally blend this and carbonate it, and it's ready to go.
So it's like real juice.
Yeah.
It's not like watermelon syrup. You don't just melt a bunch of Jolly Ranchers into it. Like, this is real juice in here.
No, that'd be more expensive.
All right. So what should the listener expect when they take a sip of this? Is it dry? Is it sweet? Is it strong? Take them on the palate journey?
So I would say this one's probably our medium sweet one from all our lemonade ones. The grapefruit's a little more tart from the grapefruit, obviously. And then the blueberry lavender is just perfect the way that one is. But this one it just tastes like fresh watermelon sitting out there watching the sunset at the Sandias and everything. It's kind of perfect.
That's kind of the perfect description right there. Like back porch, you mixed your own drink. And that's what all like your canned cocktails taste like. It tastes like somebody at the bar just shook up a can and made you a drink. I mean, not a can, a shaker. They shook up a shaker and made you a mixed drink. That's how quality these are.
Yeah, we wanted these to be ready to go straight out of the can, or if you pour it over ice, then it's just a little bit right there, perfect ice cold.
And luckily for you, when you're up at Isotopes Field, aka the lab, it's already in a can.
I know.
You don't need a bartender.
And it's at all the
you
kiosks.
don't need a shaker.
It's sold everywhere in the stadium.
You don't need Tom Cruise doing backflips on the top of the bar and juggling shakers.
We can do that.
You don't need it. You can do it, but you don't need it. So where else can you get these in the community?
So these are sold at Smith's, Albertsons, Total Wine, Costco. Still has some of these watermelon ones right now. I mean, kind of just all over the state.
And if they wanted to go to Safe House Distilling, which is a tasting room, an actual bar with bartenders, so you could have a plethora of drinks. It's not just your pre-made canned cocktails. You have
we
a
have
proper
craft
bar.
bartenders and full drinks and food trucks and everything out there. So you can come to our bar too and buy them there as well.
So what else options do you have at your bar besides these Teller pre-made spirits?
We have about 15 different cocktails on our menu right now that are not these canned ones. You can come and try these canned ones in our tap room, but we also showcase kind of our spirits more in cocktails there than these canned versions.
So what do we have next on deck? Because the watermelon walk-off was your first pre-made canned cocktail, right?
No, our first one was the blueberry.
The blueberry went first.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry for the confusion.
Second, margarita, and then the grapefruit.
And by the way, these travel very well. The cans went on an airplane with me in my suitcase all the way to Los Angeles for Media Row for the Super Bowl, and they tasted just as good as they do here in Albuquerque. So make sure you check out any local package. And what other like grocery stores are they at?
Kelly's, Jubilation, Paradise Liquors, almost 7-Eleven, Allsups.
They're at Allsups?
Yeah.
You're telling me I can go get 2 Allsups burritos and a watermelon walk-off right now?
As long as not enough people drank them yet, because they usually sell out pretty quick. But yeah, they should be there. They were on the shelf last week.
I'm a big Allsups guy because not only can I get me 2 world famous Allsups burritos, but I can walk into the store and smell like Allsups for days at a time.
Yeah, it's for date night.
It's bonus. Yeah,
you're good to go.
Yeah, you want to treat your lady to a nice night, go get a 6-pack of burritos, bring a plastic table and chairs,
the taco sauce,
sit next to the ice machine, have your burritos and a watermelon walk-off right in front of Allsups. Date night solved. You're welcome, Van.
Sounds perfect. When are we going?
Let's go whenever you want. You know I like handsome dudes with big beards. What else is going on in the Teller and Safe House world?
So we're actually coming out with a few new flavors. We're still testing them right now, so they should be coming out late summer, probably fall. We have our bourbon is finally hitting 2 years.
That's exciting.
Last fall, so our bourbon will be a straight bourbon, and that will release probably October. So we're doing 2-year minimum aging on that one, and we just had our 3-year anniversary. So
congratulations! What is the 3-year anniversary? What's that one? What mineral is that for your 3rd-year anniversary? You should know this stuff, Vital.
Bronze.
Is it bronze?
Our bronze anniversary.
That's a good one because bronze is like. Okay, 3rd anniversary gift. I consulted the Googles. It's leather. Oh, that's perfect for June. Yeah. You're a big bad leather daddy, aren't you?
Just for you.
You big sexy bear, you. So because you guys do tastings at the lab, at Isotopes
Yeah,
Field.
we usually do like 1 or 2 a month all season long. So we'll be in the concourse right there behind home plate, and we'll do samplings of all the products that you can buy there in the stadium.
Do you know when your next one is?
I do not.
You do
Off
not.
the top. I can.
How
I can figure out.
about we double dip and have you guys on the show again next Friday,
You have to
and then you have a
Kim.
tasting.
You have to convince Kim.
Okay.
I told you. That's
Okay.
the rule.
Well, she's my biggest fan.
I know. She
Yeah.
wants to be.
Friend of the show, Kim from Safe House and Teller Spirits. Big shout out to you, Kim. Hope you're having a great day with your adorable pink hair. Matches the watermelon walk-off.
Well, yeah, when we were coming out with the grapefruit one, I actually used her hair to color match it when we were blending the cocktail.
Okay. Is this FDA allowed? I mean, should you be
just
saying this?
like side by side?
Just the color.
You didn't held the glass up next to her and matched the color to
You
her
didn't
hair.
actually put her hair
No.
in there. Okay. No. Okay. Because that would be bad.
That was the color match only, not flavor.
So you got the bourbon. I'm a brown spirits guy. I love your vodka. I love your gin, but like my go-to is brown spirits. When should the community expect the next bourbon batch to come out?
My guess would be October, probably middle of October. So we released last Father's Day 1 barrel, kind of to tease it out there, and that was only a year aged, and it sold out the first day every bottle. So this batch will probably sell out pretty quick, but this will finally be our 2-year minimum on everything going forward.
So Albuquerque can get Teller Spirits basically anywhere that sells booze. Like basically almost everywhere that sells booze here in Albuquerque and surrounding areas. You can get the canned Safe House Teller cocktails at Rio Grande Credit Union Field, aka the Lab.
Oh yeah.
You can get these canned cocktails and also other cocktails made with your other line of Teller Spirits at Safe House Distilling.
Yep.
Is that it? Because where else can you get them? Can you order it online? Can you do? Can you
No.
order Walmart.com? Like how else can people
Total
get
Wine will deliver to your house.
Total Wine will deliver. There you go. Also Total Wine. How do people get to Safe House Distilling? Where is it at?
So we were in downtown Albuquerque at 616 Gold Avenue Southwest.
All right. Chris Leurig of Teller Vodka and Safe House Distilling. Thanks for being a friend of the show, and thanks for being a partner of the show, and thanks for being a friend in real life. Thanks for coming by, my dude.
And a fan.
And a fan. The second biggest fan we got. When we get back, voice of the Isotopes, Josh Sushon, joins us to preview the game tonight. You're listening to 2 Men On 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
The Jim Rome Show.
The LA Rams did it again. This time they locked up wide receiver Cooper Kupp. The extension is 3 years for $80 million. And as much as that sounds like a gigantic stack of cash, it's actually a deal. Devontae Adams is special. So is Stephon Diggs and Justin Jefferson and Jamar Chase. But Kupp has the Super Bowl MVP on his shelf. He is the gold standard, and right now so are the Rams.
The Jim Rome Show. Weekdays at 10 on 95.9 FM and AM 610. The Sports Animal.
Anybody hungry for something new? At Twister's Burgers and Burritos, they love crafting new menu items as much as you enjoy eating them. Right now, Old World meets New Mexico with the Machaca Burrito. Grab one for breakfast or lunch and transport yourself to a simpler time. Twister's is famous for their all-day breakfast burritos, but they also have incredible burgers, amazing chicken sandwiches, and how about tacos? Order for the family in the Twister's Hero Box. $1 from each box sold goes to support the Rio Grande Food Bank. Twister's catering is always a big hit. Order online at mytwisters.com or visit one of their 17 Albuquerque, Rio Rancho, or Bernalillo locations. Be sure to join the Christmas Club, red or green, you know. Club members get exclusive deals and new product announcements. And Twisters is this week's sweet deal. Log on to our station website Friday at 9 a.m. and get $50 in gift certificates for only $25. It's Twisters, so they'll go fast. Smother your hunger at Twisters, the flavor of New Mexico.
Summer is in full swing, and the deals are heating up at Lowe's. Shop our 4th of July savings, where you'll find everything you need for your summer gatherings. Get party ready with select patio and seasonal decor, now up to 40% off. And spark those summer cookouts with our special buy Master Forge Grill for just $128, valued at $169. Find more savings this 4th of July at Lowe's. Home to any budget, home to any possibility. Valid 6/23 through 7/6 while supplies last.
Here at Total Wine & More, you'll love what you find, especially our totally low prices.
I'm firing up the grill for burgers and want to impress the neighbors.
This bourbon has a smoky flavor that'll go great with your grilling.
Nice. Wow. And look at that price. Well done.
I prefer medium rare. Your neighbors will love it. Love what you find, only at Total Wine & More. With the lowest prices in New Mexico. Drink responsibly, B21.
The National Education Association of New Mexico, a union of teachers and school staff, believes every child deserves to learn at a school that inspires their imagination, cultivates their curiosity, and ensures a fulfilling life. Public schools should provide all our students with small class sizes and one-on-one attention. NEA New Mexico asks you to join us so together we can end the teacher and staff shortage and invest in our public education system once and for all. Sponsored by NEA New Mexico.
Research shows listeners don't like it when ads interrupt their music. So to help you remember that Liberty Mutual customizes home insurance, we made this ad optional. If you want to skip this ad, remove your left earphone. Liberty Mutual customizes home insurance so you only pay for what you need.
If you're missing this informative ad, you must love wasting your cash.
It's the easy and smart way to save.
Now it's all been said, so if that your phone was out, put it back in your head.
Only pay for what you need at libertymutual.com.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
You want 8 of the flutes and onyx.
Shira's hand-blown glassware blows right off her store's
Check
shelves.
the back for more indigo bowls.
She needs
30 seconds.
manager to help keep her stock on lock.
These are 100% borosilicate. Those aren't. Hey, can someone check the temp on the kiln?
Indeed can help her hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. We instantly connect you with quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your job description. Earn up to $500 in sponsored job credits by conducting interviews on Indeed. Visit Indeed.com/credit. Terms and conditions apply.
New Mexico Sports Authority, 95.9 FM and AM 610, the sports animal.
And you're up.
What is this song, Vital? Ooh, I'm feeling this. This is like a car chase in James Bond. I feel like I'm running from a bad guy. The Germans are coming. Get out of the way. Welcome back to 2 Men On 95.9 FM and AM 610, the sports animal. Special Van and Friends episode, and it still continues to this segment with frequent contributor, friend of the show, friend in real life, voice of the Isotopes, Josh Sushon. What's happening, my guy?
I'm doing well. I have a question for you, Van. I'm going to put you on the spot here.
Okay.
What is the infield fly rule?
The infield fly rule?
Yes.
If there's men on first and or second and or bases loaded, a infielder cannot purposely drop a fly ball to induce a double or triple play.
Okay, that's pretty close. That's basically that's why the rule exists.
Okay,
right. So
I'm a why guy.
Right. So that's why the rule exists. But the key part is that if you're on base, the batter is out no matter what.
Sure.
Right. And if you're on base, you just stay on the base. Like the rule is, the batter is automatically out. Runners advance at their own risk.
Right.
And it's not worth the risk. So you just stay put. And one of the things that I've always said is that every time there's an infield fly rule, if you're the Isotopes, you should drop the ball on purpose.
Right.
Because, again, the batter is automatically out. And eventually, at some point, somewhere, somebody is going to either not know the rule or they're going to forget the rule, and you're going to get a double play. Well, that's why the Isotopes lost last night's game.
Oh, that hurts. Oh, that hurts so bad to hear that.
You know the number of times that people have come up to me and they've said, what's the infield fly rule? This is so dumb. Why does it exist? And I try to explain. And, my explanation is pretty similar to yours, that if you dropped it on purpose, if the rule did not exist and you dropped the ball on purpose, you could get a double play or a triple play really easily, and that's not fair, and that's why the rule exists.
Sure.
Carlos Perez forgot the rule last night.
That hurts.
It's a reminder that players are human, and you get caught up in the moment, and guy drops the ball, and you're like, oh no, I got to run, and ball game over.
So How many games have you called, and an estimate is fine, how many games have you called that this has not happened? Is the answer all of them ever?
Yeah, so with the Isotopes, I'm a little over 1,100, and it's never happened in my 1,100 games with the Isotopes. Alan Trejo tried it the other day. He dropped a ball on purpose, hoping that he could sucker the other team into running, and it didn't work. Because I got super excited about it on the air. I was like, yes, somebody tried it, right? But it didn't work. Now, Las Vegas did not drop the ball on purpose last night. A guy came, so it was a ball that was popped up between home and first. It was about a third of the way between home and first. First baseman came running in and called off the catcher. And again, he wasn't trying to drop it on purpose. He was trying to catch it. And, but he dropped it. And I think just the whole sequence of it where the crowd goes, oh, and, sometimes you just forget.
Wowza. I did not expect to hear that. And I got like a legit bummer. Like the sadness washed over me for a second. And then I realized, guess what? They get to play another one today.
Yeah, exactly.
We get to play another one today.
I probably take wins and losses more harshly, especially losses, than I should. It's probably not good for my overall mental state of mind. I was bummed all last night, and even this morning I woke up and I was like, man, I cannot believe that's how we lost last night's game, And look, nobody feels worse than Carlos Perez, right? He's a really good ball player. He's been playing for a long time. If he doesn't get a 3-run double earlier in the inning, we never even get to this point where it's a 1-run ball game. Again, he's human. He's, but yeah, it's if the other team beats you because their pitcher just dominates, or because, they just get a whole bunch of hits or whatever, then like, okay, they're trained too. When you lose that way though, it stings, but you're right. Chance to come back, and, you can't do anything about the past. So just try and get after it tonight.
Josh, I'm a glass half full kind of guy. So you and Carlos at least have a story for the rest of your life that this happened. At the very least, you got that going for you.
Yeah. Not the kind of, I wished it would have been the other way. I wished it would have been our guys, who are like, oh yeah, that dum-dum upstairs always says to drop the ball on purpose and maybe it'll work. Let's try it. And then if it does work, oh my goodness, I'd be so happy, but went the other way.
So we got Urena for the Isotopes with his 11.7 ERA, and Dunshee for Vegas with his 1-6 record. There can be a lot of runs scored tonight, it looks like. Is that the expectation?
I'm expecting Jose Urena to pitch really well.
Yeah, baby.
This guy's a longtime major leaguer, right? Parts of 8 years in the major leagues. This guy was the opening day starter for the Marlins back-to-back years not that long ago. His first outing, he looked fantastic. His second outing, he got singled to death and gave up a whole bunch of runs. And his third outing was okay. And so tonight's his fourth outing, and I'm expecting Urena to throw the ball really well. I mean, the guy throws 97 with a hellacious slider, right? He's too good to. I feel like water seeks its own level, and so he's going to throw the ball well. As for Parker Dunshee, this is a guy where I was looking at his numbers today, and when he was at single A, he dominated. When he was at double A, he dominated. He got called up to triple A, and whoa, triple A is a lot different. The Pacific Coast League is a lot different, and he struggled for a couple of years now. So we'll see what the Topes offense can do against Parker Dunshee.
So it seems like the AAA team is mimicking the MLB team, as the Rockies are 500 at home and they're 10 below 500 on the way. Excuse me. Is the same road problems? I mean, did they import it from the Isotopes? Are we learning it from Dad up there in MLB?
Well, there's certainly a little bit to it. I mean, it's not just coincidence. I mean, ever since the Rockies have existed, they've struggled to win on the road because road games are so much different outside of altitude than they are at altitude. That's a very real thing. There's nothing fake about what it's like going in and out of altitude. If you're a hitter and you're used to a pitch breaking a little bit, and then you go on the road and it breaks a lot, that's hard to adjust to it.
Right.
Just the toll that it takes on your body going in and out of altitude is a very real thing. Now, for the Isotopes, because we play in places like Reno and Las Vegas and El Paso and Salt Lake, that's also really high altitude. It's not as high as it is in Albuquerque, but still it's a very real thing. I think it's most apparent when we go to places like Sugar Land and we go to like Tacoma and Sacramento, which is basically sea level, when it's an enormous difference. It's hard. Look, I mean, they played minor league baseball in Denver for 50 years before they played Major League Baseball, and all the minor league teams in Denver had the same problem. So that's the reality, and everybody has to figure out how to solve it. Everybody has to just get better, because if you ever want to win and win big, you're going to have to solve it. And I know a lot of people have thought about it, tried to figure it out, and it's not easy, but it's not totally impossible to do.
So, Josh, when you're at the lab, you're obviously after the game, you're sipping on a little watermelon walk-off or a mariachi margarita. What do you drink when you're in Las Vegas? Do you bring these delicious Teller Spirit pre-made cocktails all the way to Vegas, or you just got to slum it with like a Bud Light?
If they want to provide some for me to take with me on the road, that would be very nice, and I would happily accept the free beverage and spread the gospel here in this tranquil desert community. But if I'm going to answer your question accurately, I can tell you that I drink gallons of water at the end of every night and nothing else.
How do you, like, throughout the game, keep your voice limber? Do you have like hot tea or lozenges, or what is your during the game method to stay limber?
My philosophy is that if you're trying to drink something during the game, it's too late. You need to hydrate all day so that you're ready to go. And I also don't want to have to go to the bathroom. So I have a little bit of water just in case I start coughing or something like that, or just a little bit here and there. But to me, you have to hydrate all day so that you're ready to go by first pitch.
Smart answer.
What's
going to be on?
I also got laryngitis earlier today, so I don't know if I'm a very good source on this.
Oh my God, you got it again?
No, I had it earlier, and then I was struggling there for a while, and I fought it off just enough. But yeah, that's why I'm saying that in general, maybe I need to change my focus.
I'm worried that your laryngitis might be chronic, not acute, my friend.
Well, maybe it's contagious too.
I'm
better be very careful.
Oh no, over the microphone or just? I hope it's only in person. That
no, I'm just kidding.
Significantly decreases my chances. So, what do we expect on the pregame tonight?
Talking to Jonathan Morales, and this is a guy who was not getting a whole lot of playing time at the start of the season, but whenever he did play, he produced. Now he's getting more playing time. He's by trade a catcher. He's playing a bunch of third base. He's playing well at third. He plays well at catcher. He homered again yesterday, 3 home runs in his last 13 games. He's batting .321. He's got a .402 on base. He just plays with a ton of energy, and just wanted to get to know more about him, and just, a soft-spoken guy who basically does his talking on the field, and just wanted to learn more about him and, what it's been like for him his first year with the Isotopes.
Sounds like a great pregame.
Thanks, dude.
I'm sitting right across from Chris Leurig of Safe House Distilling and Teller Vodka, and he told me not if you can take any, but how much can you legally take in your suitcase. So get ready for some watermelon walk-off action on your next road trip.
So when I this is a true story, when I checked in the other day, it's a 50-pound limit. I think my suitcase was 36 pounds. So we got a lot of room.
Oh, we got buffer.
13 pounds. That's a lot. That's a lot. Hey, go Topes. Give them heck tonight, Josh.
Will do. Thanks for your time.
One more segment when we get back. Been a good program so far. You're listening to 2 Men on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
Pool season is here, but open roles got you underwater? Check out Indeed. Their powerful hiring platform makes it easy to attract, interview, and hire candidates. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply. This report is sponsored by Indeed.com.
This is Andrew Perloff with the CBS Sports Minute, sponsored by Indeed. Attract, interview, and hire at Indeed.com/credit. Arch Manning was going to be good for college football no matter where he went. But the quarterback with the famous last name choosing Texas could be a huge benefit for the sport. Alabama and Georgia are already going to be elite with or without Arch. And the sport is better with Texas in the mix. Having the top recruit doesn't guarantee anything, but at least all eyes will be on Texas. I'm Andrew Perloff.
Make your 4th of July celebration even bigger this year with savings on everything you need to get your yard ready for summer. Make sure your flower beds and bushes can handle the heat with special savings on Vigoro mulch, now at a new lower price of $2.98 a bag. Keep the sun off your soil and water in the ground. Plus, add a fun pop of color that will last up to 12 months. So hurry in and get your yard ready for celebrating in the sun. Feels like 4th of July at the Home Depot. How doers get more done. Available in-store and online. Color selection varies by store.
Here at Total Wine and More, you'll love what you find, especially our totally low prices.
I'm firing up the grill for burgers and want to impress the neighbors.
This bourbon has a smoky flavor that'll go great with your grilling.
Nice. Wow. And look at that price. Well done.
I prefer medium rare. Your neighbors will love it. Love what you find, only at Total Wine and More. With the lowest prices in New Mexico. Drink responsibly, B21.
Families already have so much to worry about. Finding formula to feed their babies shouldn't be one of those worries. During this formula shortage, nmformula.org is here to help with resources and guidance to help you find where formula may be available. And you could be eligible for programs that can provide extra assistance. If you or someone you know is impacted by the current shortage, visit nmformula.org to find information that can help.
I'm attorney Kevin Rowe. If the insurance companies treated you fair after you've been in an accident, we wouldn't be in business. They have teams of adjusters, investigators, and attorneys that are all working against you and want to pay you as little as possible for your injuries. When we call, the insurance companies listen. We'll fight hard to get you all the money you deserve and to keep you out of the courtroom. Don't settle for less. Call Lerner Rowe Injury Attorneys today at 544-4444. The call and the advice are free.
Lerner Rowe can get you more. Call 544-4444.
Insurance Research Council, July 2014.
By now, you know that sound. It's the sound of the Home Depot. But what about those sounds? Those are the sounds of a new laundry set that provides a powerful yet gentle clean in less time, making this the sound of savings on top brand appliances. The Home Depot. How doers get more done. Get up to 25% off plus 750 instant savings on select appliances. Valid June 22nd through July 13th. U.S. only. Gas dryer extra. See store for details.
You want 8 of the flutes and onyx.
Shira's hand-blown glassware blows right off her store's shelves.
Back for more indigo bowls.
She needs an inventory manager to help keep her stock on lock.
These are 100% borosilicate. Those aren't. Hey, can someone check the temp on the kiln?
Indeed can help her hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. We instantly connect you with quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your job description. Earn up to $500 in sponsored job credits by conducting interviews on Indeed. Visit Indeed.com/credit. Terms and conditions apply.
The Duke City's home for sports. 95.9 FM and AM 610.
And you're up.
Sports Animal.
Take me to some person's house. Me, 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 me.
Did I get it right? Is that the right lyric?
Karaoke.
That's-
The other day when I saw you at karaoke, I think that was exactly what you were singing.
Yeah. This is one of my favorites that I've never sang before until just now. Right now, I promise.
Yeah.
Welcome back to 2 Men On 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal. We are, of course, in the John Lopez Real Estate and Coldwell Banker Legacy Studio. We're powered by New Mexico Pinon Coffee, and we play on Team I-9. We start our days at the YMCA, and we end our days at Hollow Spirits. And then on the weekends, you know what we do? We sip ourselves some Teller vodka, New Mexico's vodka. Loyal listeners, friends of the show, I hope you enjoyed the special Van and Friends episode, as we had a new guest every single segment, except for my one yelling at the clouds segment, where I told you sports fans how big of losers you are for making death threats to Tyreek Hill. Grow up, I'll reiterate. Thanks to Jeff Grammer of the Albuquerque Journal for joining us, Ned James, former UNM quarterback and NFL coach, Brandon Ortega of KOB TV, Sebastian Noel of Proview Networks and the Duke City Gladiators, John Traub, Vice President and General Manager of the Isotopes, David Carl, Mr. Everything at New Mexico United, Josh Sushon, voice of the Isotopes, and for the first time in the studio, thank you, Chris Leurig of Safe House Distilling and Teller Vodka. Welcome back to the program, my guy.
Thank you. I'm here.
So what's next in the taster list here? I understand we have is it
I think
lavender
Are
blueberry?
we doing that or the grapefruit?
Blueberry lavender.
Blueberry lavender lemonade.
Blueberry lavender lemonade. Tell me about this little sippy boy here.
So we make a all natural blueberry lavender vodka, and we basically just paired that with a lemonade straight in a can with a slight carbonation on it.
You know, I just took a sip. And you can not only taste but smell just a hint of lavender. It's
Yeah.
not like
So we didn't want to
it's
overpower it.
not
where
lavender forward.
It gets like soapy when you do too much lavender, kind of like perfume and
Mm-hmm.
like kind of soapy.
Yeah.
So we did it where it's just like there for like the aroma and flavor a little bit and doesn't get that soapiness from it.
Honestly, you could smell it more than taste it.
Yeah.
That smooth, like blueberry lemonade, and then like a little hint of lavender. You do quality work over there, my man.
We try.
Where did your love of spirits come from? Like, what started this journey?
After UNM, I actually went back to Texas and opened and ran a distillery there for about 7 years.
And then you brought that knowledge back here?
Yeah, and then brought it back to Albuquerque to kind of share what I learned over there back in New Mexico and bring those quality spirits back here.
You said that's enough time in that loser hillbilly village state of Texas. Let's come back to the land of enchantment and bring this expertise.
If those are the words you want to use.
Okay, my words, not yours. My words, not yours. So you said you just had your 3-year anniversary.
Yeah, a couple weeks.
Is that for Teller as a whole, or just the brick and mortar safe house, or the whole operation?
Both of it. So we opened Safe House, which our first product was Teller Vodka. We opened that June 15th of 2019.
Which is phenomenal.
Right before COVID.
I really like your gin, but your vodka is
the barrel aged gin.
The barrel aged gin is excellent, but I mean your vodka should be the standard in New Mexico. It's so well made, it's so smooth, pairs with anything. I think it's a big deal. NBA draft. I hope you didn't bet on what everybody told you to bet on. The number 1 overall pick that everyone knew was coming, Jabari Smith, goes number 3 to the Rockets. Paolo Banchero, depending on how you pronounce whatever that name is, went number 1 to the Magic. He's a lot of fun to watch, and I think he's going to be an immediate contributor. The lanky 7-footer from Gonzaga went number 2 to the Thunder as expected. So maybe, allegedly, supposedly, the Rockets got the steal of the draft as the expected number 1 overall pick, Jabari Smith, dropped down to number 3 to my hometown, Houston Rockets.
I know. I see your Houston glass. And
Go H-Town, baby.
I know. So how do you feel about like cheating for like the World Series and everything?
Cheating? You mean trying really hard? Is that what you mean?
Is that what they called it?
Trying harder than anybody else did?
Is that what
yes.
they say in
I'm
Houston?
very proud of it. Yeah. Albuquerque's own Alex Bregman and a bunch of other dudes that try really hard. Of course I love this team. No, but seriously, like the two, because I grew up right outside of Houston, grew up with the Astros, went to a ton of games, and I always had like a connection with the players. Like I knew them, like I knew their personality. Like they had a little special place in my life, in my heart, et cetera, like a sports fan does, especially a sports fan who's been indoctrinated since birth to like a sports team. So in 2017, when they won the World Series, I have legit never been happier in my life for the accomplishments of complete strangers. Usually, my happiness in life is generated through my doings or through friends and families, their accomplishments, and my support of their accomplishments. But this complete group of strangers made me happier than I've ever been for a complete group of strangers, and then ripped my heart out 2 years ago when I learned that they're a bunch of cheaters.
Oh, you're admitting it.
Except for Jose Altuve and Josh Reddick.
You're admitting it?
Everybody else cheated. Oh, admit it. Yeah, we talk ad nauseum about these cheating Astros on this program here. But ain't no fault in trying really hard, right?
Yeah, I mean,
okay,
been the rules.
The Patriots made a dynasty out of it.
You can make flat baseballs, maybe.
Okay, who's your squad? Let's lambast your squad real quick.
No, I'm not getting into this.
Oh, okay.
I don't want to get shamed publicly.
What are the worse than an Astros fan? How could it be worse than an Astros fan? Like, do you own multiple Subway sandwich shops? Like, how could it be how could it be worse?
That is very true. I appreciate that.
So what are the hours for your tasting room and distillery?
So right now we're open Thursday through Saturday, 4 p.m. to midnight. We keep expanding production too much, so we're using our tasting room during the week for more production to keep up with cans and bottling and everything.
Smart.
Right now it's that. Check our social media and everything, because the busier we get, the more it changes every week.
And you're looking, I don't know if this is public, but you're looking towards some expansion, right? You're looking to pedal some more hooch.
We're looking for the cans, at least 5 states probably in the next year for the cans, and then bottles following behind it to Arizona, Colorado, Utah, everything.
Are you going to have to like rebrand the cans? Like not the lemonades, obviously, but like the isotope stuff. You're just going to.
Well, the isotope stuff will be coming behind it. We're still working with them on how we want to brand it and take it to other states. We'll probably start with the grapefruit and the blueberry lemonade, and then see from there how many more other products we bring in behind it.
Smart, man. Those are hard hitters right there.
Yeah. Start strong.
Loyal listeners, friends of the show, thanks for joining us tonight. Had a lot of fun with it. Thanks for all of our guests. One more time, Geoff Grammer of the Albuquerque Journal, Ned James, former UNM quarterback and NFL coach, Brandon Ortega of KOB TV, Sebastian Noel of Proview Networks and the Duke City Gladiators, John Traub, Vice President and GM of the Albuquerque Isotopes, David Carl, Mr. Everything at New Mexico United, Josh Sushon voiced the Isotopes, and owner, operator, head distiller, consumer, janitor, chalkboard joke writer,
quality control,
a lot of quality control, sporter of excellent beard,
twisted tea drinker,
twisted tea shotgunner, replacer of felt on pool tables,
felt placer,
felt replacer, everything. Chris Leurig of Safe House Distilling and Teller Vodka. Had a lot of fun with it today. Excited for the show tomorrow. All you hardcore Manfred and Fred Slow fans, your boys back tomorrow. So you got your 2 men on, not the 1 man on with friends that we did all week. So appreciate all the phone calls, all the texts, whether it's on the Sports Animal text line 505-246-0610 or to my personal cell phone. The friends of the show went pretty active, went pretty hot today. Really appreciate you. We are 2 men on 95.9 FM and AM 610, The Sports Animal. You could find us at @TalkABQ on every social media, talkabq.com. Look for us out in the community. We do a lot more than just this radio show. Thank you so much for spending the day with me, friends and family, friends of the show, and fans.
We're all fans.
You've been listening to 2 Men on 95.9 FM and AM 610, The Sports Animal.